All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mumbo number 5. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That is cringe. Let me make sure I'm firing on all cylinders. All right. Going live on Facebook. Going live on Rumble. Going live all over the internet, of course. You know how we do here on the channel. I hope everybody's well. I hope everyone is happy. I missed you guys. I'm sorry that I was not readily available the other day. Oh well. It happens. Shut the fuck up, Cheese Vault. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, baby. You know I love you. You know that I miss you dearly. I think about you often. Okay. Let's just get this party started. All right, everybody, how's it going? I'm glad to be back. I apologize for not being present yesterday. You know, I mentioned this briefly not long ago. I needed to distract myself and get my mindset in not a more positive direction, but um, you know, sometimes life happens when you least expect it, and I'm not in trouble. Nothing really bad is happening to me, but somebody I care about, somebody who I do love dearly, is not going to be around much longer. So, I went out, spent time with friends, and if the show is interrupted briefly, it's because my mom's coming over. Again, just things are not the happiest, and my life is about to get very complicated. Not in a bad way, but yeah. So your boy was busy. I was occupied with some stuff, and we're gonna start the show talking about some real shit. I want to talk about this Nicolae Mew situation. Yeah, I know has a mom simp, has a mom beta, has people in his life he cares about. Cuck. I know that's me, right? I'm glad everybody's here. So we're gonna talk about. Whoa. I gotta slow down for a second. All right, so we gotta do the intro really quick. So greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here once again for another exciting episode of the watchfrogs, the 93rd episode. We're close to 100. I appreciate every single one of you joining as always. Now, before we begin, please be aware I'm streaming on dlive, Trovo, Kick, Facebook, Rumble, X, formerly known as Twitter, Twitch.tv, and YouTube. For those who enjoy or prefer the audio-only experience of the show, you can head over to, oh God, I'm fucking up already, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else where podcasts exist. Of course, the links are in the description. There are also a handful of other ways to support the show and to help keep me independent. Feel free to head over to my Subscribe Star, my Locals page, or toss a generous donation to my Cash App. I'll greatly appreciate it. All right, so enough of that. Goodness, jeez, retire on these nuts, okay? I'm tired of your negativity in the comments section. It's not permitted. Okay. We got to do some consume confessions later. And oh my God, dude, that Godzilla movie. Look, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm not yet, at least. I'm going to spoil the movie, by the way, because it's awful. But the movie, just keep this in mind if you plan to see it later. The movie literally makes no sense unless you believe in flat Earth theory. Unless flat Earth theory is true, that Hollow Earth shit, we're not going to get into it yet. Again, I want to go fucking hard and really talk about this Nicolae Mew situation. So let me see. I should have it loaded up here. Yeah, I do. You know, before so Nicolae Mew, what we saw with this case of the Apple River in Wisconsin was cancel culture happening in real time. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I've talked about this a lot personally, because of my actions. Because of my decision to attack and bully somebody who I do kind of care about, somebody who I genuinely find funny and who is innocent. That is Vito, of course. What happened to Nicolae Mew was happening to Ed Pisker. It happened to Vito. These guys were dogpiled. They were called PDF files. They were called predators. They were called all these awful things, none of which is true. And Ed Pisker is no longer around. He ended up taking his own life. I don't know Vito that well, and there's a lot of jokes about him ending his own life on the show. And and if he does, that's on us. That's on me. It's why I apologize, because I don't want that on my conscience. I believe God punishes people for bearing false witness because it's a sin. You engage in sin, you're punished. So before I'm going to show as much of the video as I can, but I just want to give people a sense of who this guy is before I show you as much of the video as I possibly can. Nicolae Mew, the man on trial for killing 1, stabbing 4 on Apple River. A trial is underway in western Wisconsin for Nicolae Mew, a 54-year-old man accused of stabbing 4 people and killing a teenager in July of 2022 on the Apple River. Mew is charged with first-degree intentional homicide for the death of a 17-year-old Isaac Schumann and 4 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. He pleaded not guilty in September of 2022. Nicolae Mew, he has been in prison for over 2 years. And just today, the state and the defense, they had their closing arguments, they had the rebuttals. Emotions are very high. So who is Nicolae Mew? According to the defense's opening statements, Mew was born in Romania when he was a teenager. About 15 or 16, he immigrated to the United States because his father wanted his family to have a better life. They were escaping communism. They were taken in as political refugees and accepted by a church in Minnesota. Defense attorney Aaron Nelson highlighted Mew's language proficiency. Goodness, the mushmouth. I blame Rookie. He grew up speaking Romanian, but also learned Russian. By the time he moved to the United States, Mew also knew French and Latin. Then he picked up his fifth language, English. Mew went to school in South Dakota and then became a mechanical engineer. Nelson said Mew was a bit of a handyman and good with tools. Mew eventually settled down in Prior Lake with his now ex-wife, Sandra, who goes by Sandy. He later told police he was living a peaceful, quiet life in Minnesota and had never been in trouble before. And that is true. Nelson also mentioned that Mew isn't in the best health. In 2022, he had a heart attack and a quadruple bypass surgery. It still makes him feel fragile, Nelson said. His ex-wife testified on Wednesday that Mew was released from the hospital 3 to 4 weeks later and has had limitations since the surgery. And they're trying to make the case, the state is like, oh, well, it's not, his health ain't that bad. He's out in the river. Yeah, dude, it's not like he's swimming laps in the water, dude. Like, he's just sitting on a tube. He's just, floating down a river. And by the way, he looks like a handsome man here. He was a little bit overweight. We're going to see that in the video. So we're just going to watch the video, and I'm going to try to explain a lot of this, or I don't want to go over all these documents and, just relitigate a bunch of stuff. So again, this is cancel culture happening in real time. And let's just go to Twitter really quick. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I'm just going to type in Nicolae Mew. Nicolae Mew. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is a 3-minute video. So I'm going to just try to explain as much of this as I can, because I have watched the majority of the trial, and I've been arguing with other content creators who have a stick up their ass about PDF files, which, by the way, everybody does. But this person likes to, I don't want to say who she is because I don't want to do witch hunts and stuff. She has a stick up her ass about this guy because she hates PDF files, but more enthusiastically than others. This is an individual that ran cover and interference for Eliza Blue, who's a total fraud, by the way. When people like myself who are like fucking pros and actually did this shit for a living, and we called him out, this one content creator, she tries to act all stupid and smug and went after my boy DeFango. But anyway, so let me explain what's happening here. So this is Nicolae Mew. I have my little cursor over him. He's overweight. This is a white male in his mid-50s. And he lost the phone. Or a party member in his group, a member of his party, they lost their phone. And because he's a nice guy, he's a kind, gentle old man, he wanted to find it. And this video, what happens minutes or seconds before it, we don't know. As much as I want to see him free, and I do believe he's 100% innocent, the majority of the people in this case are not credible. Almost all of them lied. The only one who came clean in the end was Nicolae Mew, explaining his actions, and I'll try to do that myself because I got some theories going on here. But he's approaching this group because they're like waving phones around. He thinks they found the phone, and they're being mean and saying things to him. And, he's confused, it's disorienting. I mean, I've been yelled at before, and, I'm not entirely sure what is happening, because when things happen so quick, like, you don't process it that quickly, so let's just continue. So he approaches them, and let's see what happens. All right, so he put a snorkel in his mouth, and right here in this moment, it looks like he trips. He's wearing these goofy sandals because, he doesn't spend money on decent footwear on the lake. And he falls right there, boom. So he accidentally makes contact with these boys, these 17-year-old boys. Let me go ahead and turn this up for you guys. All right, so now all these kids are chimping out. See what's going on here. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not missing any chats. All right. All right, so he kind of backs up a little bit, and he looks very upset because I think he realizes that they're fucking with him. and he's just like, he's ignoring them, meandering around the tubes, just trying to find the phone and his goggles because he apparently drops them. They're no longer in his hands. So this is very upsetting for him.
Get away from us! What?
So they are telling him to get away from him. He's not in their personal space. He's not doing anything illegal. He's not threatening them. And they're obviously not threatened by this individual. They're just calling him names. And they're cackling like a bunch of morons and taunting this old man. And they're going to start saying he's looking for little girls. And they're going to call him a predator.
What's going on with y'all homies? He's on camera. Scripting. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's saying here.
What do you say?
All right, so let me just play this back. If someone threatens him here, you have 10 seconds to go over there or something to that effect. So the group is converging on his position right here. They are telling him to leave. And again, if you guys are bothered by this individual who isn't really, he's not doing anything to them, you guys can leave. But they didn't want to do that. The overwhelming majority of these people here were drunk and they were on drugs per their own testimony. I'll watch the case.
What the hell? Who is this? Yes! Yes! For the culture! Who is that?
What low IQ bullshit is that? Guys, someone look up For the Culture for me on Urban Dictionary. I want to see it in the chat.
For the culture!
All right, so now we got a fat lady here, a fat, loud, obnoxious woman pointing at him, and she's going to say, get the fuck away. This group over here, they're converging on the position. So it went from like 7 to 8 people, and eventually he's surrounded by like 11 to 13, and he's by himself. Again, he doesn't really say anything. He's trying to explain to these drunk, drugged up morons that he's just looking for a phone, and he's not trying to start stuff. And they call him a pedophile. They call him a predator, and they say that he's looking for little girls. Now, what do you think is going to happen to somebody who has these claims made against them?
Who is that? Who the hell is this? Go. It doesn't matter. He said he was looking for little girls. He said he was looking for little girls.
He never said he was looking for little girls. This low IQ fucking mongoloid filming this this event is engaging in cancel culture in real time. He's trying to destroy this man's life. He's trying to get his ass beat. An old fat man with heart issues who doesn't have a history of violence or criminality. He's with the love of his life and his friends.
You're looking for little girls? Yeah.
I don't know how many times they repeated you're looking for little girls, but they just didn't stop. None of them stopped. And then because they hear that, you got all these Eliza Blues, these fat women, showing up to start some shit. Making it worse.
What? We're not us out. I even have that part on camera. Did I? Some young ass kid. What the hell is this guy's problem, bro? We're trying to have fun. Is he gonna close you?
And then here comes more people. Goodness. Completely surrounded. Completely surrounded. Disoriented. Man. I don't know how much further I can play, guys, because it gets bad. All right, so they make initial contact right here. So the fat women, just right there. Let me see. I wish I could go frame by frame a lot easier. There we go, right there, boom. That's simple battery, folks. That's simple battery. Not an excuse to pull out a deadly weapon, but he's not tangoing with these fat women. He has to contend with a group of drunk, drugged up morons bearing false witness against an innocent man. Okay, I gotta stop right here, guys, because there's violence in the video. There's blood in the video. And I know a lot of people have already seen it, but this is really difficult to watch. And it's why the cancel culture shit, it's more nefarious than people realize. Because now it's not often you get to see it play out in the real world. This is cancel culture in the real world playing out. Now imagine, they didn't violently attack him, but you have, or let's say he wasn't armed with a deadly weapon, and they just beat the shit out of him, and then he went on his way. And that video is uploaded, and millions of people get to see it. Millions of people will get to see it all over the world, all over the country. And what they see is a befuddled old man, midlife crisis type guy, fat guy, and, doesn't really communicate effectively to avoid issues. I mean, those kids are going to start shit with him anyways. And they're calling him a pedophile. They're calling him a predator. They're saying he's looking for little girls. By the way, the moron that was filming this interaction went on the stand in front of a judge before God under oath, and he made up these lies. He's like, oh yeah, he said he was looking for little girls. There were no little girls in that river. None of that is true. Again, no history of criminality. They were trying to cancel this guy in real time. This is exactly what happened to Ed Pisker. They were calling him a predator because he made some ridiculous comments and had no game, and he was embarrassed and ashamed. And he was exposed to, I don't know how many people who work in the industry. And he ended up taking his own life. His family had to read his last words on a soulless Facebook page. They didn't get to hear his voice one more time. They didn't get to say, I love you. They didn't get to say, please do not do this. We don't believe what these cancel culture retards are saying. He just killed himself. And here, what we have is, let's talk about before we get into the nuances of the law. Biblically speaking, these individuals were bearing false witness against an innocent man. They were saying things that were not true. They were saying things that would get him killed. They were saying things that they knew would incite a mob to attack him, not just physically, but personally, emotionally. And someone got stabbed in the heart because he has no heart. Multiple individuals were cut in the stomach, intestines and shit were spewing out of their torso because the actions they were engaged in were gutless and cowardly. This is God punishing wicked people engaged in sin, engaged in an evil, nefarious activity. I don't want this on my conscience. I am anti-bully or anti-bullying. I am against bearing false witness and sinning before God, which is why I was just so adamant about apologizing to people who I bared false witness against. Your boy knows what it's like to have someone bear false witness against thee. I was called, in my personal life, not just like on the internet and shit, because I wear the MAGA hat, right? So people are going to call me all these fucking stupid things. So that just comes with the territory. It's whatever. But there were people in my personal life that called me a murderer, said that I'm responsible for death and suffering. They said these things. They said they were serious about these things. And there were attempts to assassinate and impeach my character, say things that weren't even true. I was being held responsible for things that happened that were completely out of my control, that had nothing to do with me, because of their own frustrations, because of their own failures, because of their own sin. I know what it's like to go through what Nicolae went through. I know what it's like to go through what Kyle Rittenhouse went through. I've never been called, a PDF file and shit, It just never happened. But I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. And I believe God will punish people who engage in this wicked behavior. And I implore all of you to live a clean life and don't engage in witch hunts. Don't engage in this disgusting, evil, vile behavior. Don't bear false witness against your fellow man, because you will be punished for it. You will not get away with it. And that's why I said I'm sorry to Vito, and I do sincerely mean that. But the law, looking at this, as far as I'm concerned, just listening to what Andrew Branca had to say, just knowing what I know about Wisconsin law, just from watching the Rittenhouse trial and, of course, this trial, the elements of self-defense appear to be there. You know, this guy was not engaged in illegality. He didn't do anything wrong. He couldn't retreat. You know, he stopped attacking people as soon as the threat was over with. He fled the area where he fucked up. And again, even though he himself made misstatements or lies to the police, that doesn't eliminate his claim to self-defense. That doesn't change anything that happened here at all. I mean, they're not charging him with tampering with evidence. He tried to discard the weapon that he used to defend himself. He put on, you know, a shirt and a goofy hat and sunglasses to try to weasel his way out of there. And my theory is he knew what he did would never be forgiven by the people in that community. He knows what he did. Nobody would believe him. He, you know, these stupid loud fat women, because they're women, people, you know, sympathy. A young 17-year-old lost his life. And by the way, none of this brings me any joy or happiness. Like, I don't want to gloat. I'm not, you know, like, just because I support and defend Nicolae Mew, that doesn't mean that I'm glad that what happened. Because I don't want, you know, no one's pro dead kid, right? Like, nobody wants that to happen. Even if they're drunk and smoking weed or whatever the fuck, like, nobody wants this. A lot of bad decisions were made that day, mostly by the morons that were filming this affair, and you know, they paid dearly for it. You know, the boy's life is ruined because it's no longer, you know, because the life ended, and Nicolae Mew's life is ruined, even if he's found innocent. They, you know, the families involved of the stabbing victims, they're gonna haunt this guy. They're gonna go after him, and they're not gonna stop. The punishment is, you know, the fact that he had to take this life in a self-defense situation. Nobody wants to live with that. Kyle Rittenhouse has PTSD. You know, even you know, some of my buddies, veterans, you know, they had to take a life over in the Middle East. They got PTSD because it's not something they wanted to do. You must be pretty gay. A whole daily. I know, guys. I'm sorry for being a rainbow boy. The very gayest. Thank you, Zombie Bomb. Man, women need to be stopped. They love to ruin and end kids. Yeah, you know, if those fat women weren't being loud and obnoxious, and if that fucking dindu wasn't trying to incite a riot, Nicolae Mew would probably not be in prison or not be jailed for the 2 years that he's been there. That 17-year-old would have been perfectly fine. Nobody would have been attacked. But, you know, the crowd just got louder and rowdier and violent and just dumber. That's why I don't fuck with people like that. You got to avoid that shit. Shout out to everybody who's here. Let me see what's going on over there on YouTube. Not YouTube, I lied. On Rumble and stuff. Hi, everybody on Rumble. Hi, everybody on Facebook. Let me refresh this. Okay, dude, we're good. We're good. Let me see what's going on here. Live video blocked. It looks like your live video may contain music or audio. Fuck you. Resume. Don't fucking. I guess I got to dispute that on Facebook. Dude, Facebook is ruthless, bro. Facebook is just absolutely ruthless with their like content moderation. Oh, let me make sure I don't got an email from YouTube. Make sure they're not attacking me in my lawful speech. Okay, we're good. What up, bro? Hope everything is well. Fuku, Little Leg. Yeah, dude, everything's great, man. I mean, there's great. It's as great as it can be. You know, I don't want to say like I'm down in the dumps. You know, I'm not trying to like, you know, fish for sympathy or anything like that. But, you know, my life is just about to get very complicated. Not in a bad way, but things are going to be different for me. And again, some of the stuff that's going on, again, it's not my story to tell. That's the thing. It's not my story to tell. But you know, we're getting through it, man. I mean, we do real life here on the show. That's why I got a lot of enemies. It's why a lot of the Gritosphere morons who like I used to follow and stuff and like try to interact with, like none of them will work with me because they're all fucking fake. Fake people don't like me. Fake people want nothing to do with me. I'm also an asshole. I'm not afraid to say what I think and feel, and that bothers some people, you know. But you know, I'll have disagreements with people, even people that I do like, but I don't mean malice or hate. People's lives are different. People's hearts are different. People's souls are different. It's okay to have differences. Just don't fucking lie to me. Don't be a fucking fake bitch. There's not going to be a problem. Nicolae Mew should be found innocent, in my estimation. Let's go over here really quick. Let me see. I think I had another thing. Let's go back. So we're gonna get into the political stuff in a second. So that's who Nicolae Mew is. First week of Nicolae Mew's Apple River stabbing trial ends with testimony from his friends and coworkers. Okay, we're not gonna get into that. I don't know what's going on with Nicolae Mew, man, because he has friends from like Mexico and like Cuba and shit, and like they don't speak English, but he speaks all these languages. And again, oh man, I believe he ended up lying. Again, my theory was that he ended up lying to the cops, and he ended up trying to escape the Apple River because nobody would believe him. Now that we have that video, I mean, we just went through it. I can't show the physical attack. I mean, they're pushing him into the water. They're pushing him down into the fucking water. He could have died from a heart attack. He could have died from drowning. It's not unreasonable for a fat 50-year-old guy with heart issues, legitimately confirmed heart issues, to believe that his life was in immediate danger. And again, as soon as the violence stopped, he stopped, which is what he should have done. Again, that's the action of Nicolae Mew was proportional to the threat. It's absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary what he did. And again, it's not a happy story. It's not a happy ending. Even if he's found innocent, it's not great. People's lives are ruined. But I know they're kids, and I'm all pro kids and stuff, but it's hard to have sympathy for people who are lying before a judge, lying before God after swearing an oath that you wouldn't do that. God's gonna punish you, man. And a lot of those kids are being raked over the coals on the internet. And again, that's why just your words matter more than you know. The things you say are so monumentally important. If you're not careful with your words, if you're not careful with your speech, people can get hurt. People can die. And telling the truth, that has its own consequences. I've told the truth about Kyle Rittenhouse. I almost lost my channel because of it. I've told the truth about election integrity. I almost lost my channel because of it. And I'm still going to talk about it in whatever way that I possibly can, because I think it's important. And if my speech didn't matter, if your speech didn't matter, if what you feel and what you witness in your own life didn't matter, and how you communicate those experiences, they wouldn't be trying to censor you. They wouldn't be trying to destroy your lives. They wouldn't be trying to enslave us in the ways that they try to do, with, what they're fucking doing with like the economy, people, wage slaves, and, not being able to buy a home, start a family, etc. I mean, this is some real shit, guys. Like if you didn't matter, they wouldn't be abusing you. That's why it's important to stand up for yourself in whatever way possible, and not be a fucking bitch like those kids and those fat women who were attacking Nicolae Mew and making up lies about him. I mean, can you imagine standing before God after you've passed away and you're being judged, and he asks you, why did you bear false witness against one of my children? What are you going to tell him? Are you going to lie again? There's no escaping that. The words matter. Let's get into politics, because we talked about this briefly about election integrity. One of these little nuggets. This isn't that long. In December of 2020, an irate Bill Barr called investigators looking into Jesse Morgan's claim of hundreds of thousands of completed mail-in ballots hauled across state lines to stand down. Bill Barr worked for President Trump. Bill Barr was supposed to be holding the line and investigating crimes. He told states to stand down.
Were you present when Mr.
I'm going to speed this up. For us.
Paper received a phone call from a senior official of the Justice Department?
Yes, I was.
And was that, were you able to hear both sides of that conversation?
Yes, and about 6 or 7 other people were able to hear that conversation.
And so was it on the speakerphone?
Yes, it was.
And who was the Who called who?
Bill Barr called Tony Shaffer.
The former Attorney General, Bill Barr?
At that time, he was the Attorney General.
All right, sir. And tell us about that conversation.
It was relatively irate, and he was telling Tony Shaffer to stand down on this investigation. It was not a long call.
And what was the response to that directive from the Attorney General?
It was kind of ambiguous, but it was sufficiently strong to say that the evidence had already been found, and the response was, "I told you, you need to stand down on this."
And
the conversation was not long. It was agitated, to say the least.
Unbelievable. Something, maybe not in this life, but in another, Bill Barr is going to have to answer for that. You knew that this election was bullshit. You knew these people had evidence. You swore an oath to defend this country against enemies, foreign and domestic. In this case, there's a cabal of individuals who conspired against the President of the United States, and they conspired against people like myself. They bared false witness against our brothers and sisters who were caught up in the January 6th bullshit. They conspired against the entire electoral process. They said, what we have here is a lie by omission. Say nothing. Of course, Bill Barr's on record, went on CNN, Fox, whatever. Yeah, there was just no evidence. He said these things. No proof. Trump's full of shit. Not verbatim, of course. But it's what he said. Everybody was ready to rock and roll and move forward in defending the process, pushing back against these phony baloney ballots. And they did nothing. And now we're at a point where there's this horrific incident happening in the Middle East. I don't want to be specific because YouTube. It's a horrific incident. A lot of people are losing their lives. Ukraine/Russia. A lot of people are losing their lives. We failed to achieve victory in the Middle East. The Taliban kicked our ass. We lost. Innocent Americans perished. The illegitimate president, is talking about drafting young people to go fight the wars for the Biden crime family, for the people who control the investment banks, etc. They call them the elites. I don't like to use that word. It's kind of cheesy. There's consequences for lying. There's consequences for the words that were used before and after the bullshit election. Be mindful of that. The black pillars would say, oh, well, you're not going to vote your way out of it. Fuck you. Vote anyways because it pisses these morons off. It's your whole family to vote. Vote for Orange Man. Vote for the Republicans, even though they suck. What else have we got? If things get really bad, if, Trump isn't able to pull it out of his ass for us in November, if we fail to achieve victory, the general election of 2024, El Salvador looking kind of juicy. So long story short, this guy, he already arrested almost all of the violent criminals in El Salvador. And I was looking at some properties up there. You can get a beautiful home on the beach for like $40,000. Me being a public intellectual, I might fall into this camp. El Salvador offering 5,000 free passports to highly skilled scientists, engineers, doctors, says President Nayib Bukele. Bukele? I don't even know how to say that. Nayib, the president of El Salvador, has announced that the Central American country will offer 5,000 free passports to highly skilled workers. The number is equivalent to 5 billion in the country's passport program, he added. El Salvador is one of the safest countries in all of Latin America. It might be one of the safest, literally the safest country in all of the Americas, North and South America combined. They arrested their criminals. They went to war with their criminals, and they took them all out. People are dancing and parading around in the streets at night because those thugs are gone. We're offering 5,000 free passports, equivalent to $5 billion in our passport program, to highly skilled scientists, engineers, doctors, artists, and philosophers from abroad. So me being a public intellectual and an artist, like, this is my time to shine. If I have to flee, I guess I will. because there's nothing for me here. This represents less than 0.1% of our population. So granting them full citizen status, including voting rights, poses no issue. See that? So it's a tiny portion of their population, and it's not going to cause problems, electorally speaking. There's not going to be any issues. Despite the small number of their contributions, they will have a huge impact on our society and the future of our country. Yeah, if you import artists, public intellectuals, scientists, doctors, engineers, etc., what bad can come of that? And of course, he announces it on Twitter. This is real, you guys. Like America is not the future anymore, it seems. If we're not able to pull this out of our ass and again defeat the Biden crime family and shit, people, I mean, the passport bros, while I have some contention with a lot of their philosophy, and I think a lot of them are dorks, I think they generally have the right idea, because America is a failed project at this point. Initially it was great. America was basically an outpost for Europeans and, people of high intellectual stock, but that's no longer the case. And we're now importing the most violent populations on the planet. And we are told that they're better than us, along with all this other stuff. So I don't know, man. Latin America is looking pretty juicy. North America, not so much. I mean, even like in Mexico, the next president is not going to be Mexican. We've talked about that on the show. Her people are in the Middle East somewhere. Again, I'm not trying to get killed. I'm not trying to have them come after me. I'm just saying we went over this on the show. Mexico's in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of fucking trouble. I love how Freedom Boys want to live in a police state under an emerging dictatorship. I love how you boys always end up begging for what I support. What? Violently arresting violent criminals, which is what they deserve? I mean, they don't like criminals. America loves criminals. America worships criminals and criminality, except for, disrespecting the Democratic Party and the regime in general. They'll punish us for our speech, our lawful speech. They'll punish us for basically pulling their pants down and pointing at their tiny dicks. They don't love to be humiliated. That's why they come after the speech. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Human rights concerns grow amid El Salvador's prison setup. Yeah, why? It's not a big deal. This is good. Nearly 3/4 of El Salvador's gang members have been apprehended since Bukele initiated a crackdown 2 years ago. According to his security minister on April 3rd, AFP reported, Gustavo Villatoro said the tally of detainees has now reached 79,184, with efforts underway to track down the remaining estimated 25,000. He also acknowledged that not all of them are within El Salvador's borders, as many have fled the country. They're probably here in America. America is going to open their arms to these violent ghetto thugs. This is what can you imagine if every Latin American country was like, you know what? We're not going to provide safe harbor for the cartels. We're not going to provide safe harbor for these violent gangs. And we're going to deal with this once and for all. It's like, yeah, we may not be the best country in the world, but at least people can live here peacefully. We'll cooperate with other people and, we'll all live as one. John Lennon, something. Speaking to the I'm not going to read all this shit. Yeah, just people bitching and whining about the criminals. Oh, God, think of the criminals. That's a problem. I'm fucking done catering to these fucking morons. Friedrich Marx, give me freedom. Give me a police state. Give. Not directed at you, Gio. I know. It's all right. But let's go ahead and move on. What else do we got here? Oh, God. Again, if you guys are not motivated enough to vote for Orange Man, allow me to present to you this hilarious video. So, I mean, dude, they're already freaking out, guys. Dude, oh man, let's make it happen, guys. We gotta will it to exist. We gotta manifest it.
As soon as he takes the oath, he will have generals walk down the steps of the Capitol. He will take a hammer and break the glass where the Constitution is, and he will tear it up in our faces.
Fucking based.
And say, now, I'm the king of the fucking world.
Hell yeah. And then he's going to whip out his big old orange dick. And all these fucking bitches are gonna just slither around it like snakes. It's gonna be awesome.
You will bow down, bitches.
Hell yeah, that's right.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all how I know this shit.
She.
I know it because I know what mental illness looks like.
Yeah, it's on display right now here on the watchfrogs.
That mania is unstoppable. See, this motherfucker's Hitler.
She. Yo, this motherfucker
He didn't
mustache man is she.
To play.
Yeah, by the way, tomorrow I will be watching the new Civil War movie, the A24 Civil War movie, made by Alex Garland. And who knows, I might just do another fun stream to make up for, shit in the bed on Tuesday. And yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I have some thoughts about it, but maybe we'll get into it later. But yeah, again, all the motivation in the world needed is just to piss these people off. Look how insane these goofballs are. Dude, like the hysteria surrounding Trump and his presidency is just so fucking it blows my mind. Even to this day, I'm just like, I don't understand why people are so freaked out about it. You know, we had 4 years of prosperity and peace and hilarity. Like, he's just so funny. He should just have George Santos be his running mate. It'd be really damn funny. Also, to piss off all those homophobes in the DeSantis camp. I can't stand those DeSantis bros. They're really, chimping out lately because of the whole abortion thing. And who knows? We'll probably get into it. If only Trump would be That's always been my hope. Never expected him to I know, right? Freedom Marks. Yeah, you can't expect too much from him. Again, he's an old man, and he needs good people around him. Again, I'm available. I'm offended that the Democrats are still, even to this day, are willing to hire me and pay me a good chunk of money to run a campaign or run a one of these fucking offices and win. Because they're in it to win it. The Republicans aren't. They're so fucking stupid, strategic wise, among other ways too. All right, let's go ahead and continue. All right. Yeah, so we've been seeing a slew of violence against white women in ghetto central New York City. Men punching random women in New York City, a desperate last gasp of the male rage fueling MAGA. I'm just willing to assume that all like the MGTOW, Red Pill guys, all these MAGA bros, they're like the least violent group of people. They're the ones least likely to commit acts of violence, especially random acts of violence against others, especially women. Again, most people just, they're all like, oh, defend the women. I've never hurt a woman, blah, blah, blah. Again, a whole slew of videos. Let me see. Do I have it? Let me see if I have the actual thing here. It's a bunch of women crying. No, I don't have it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have it here. Maybe it's in the Salon article somewhere down here. Well, there was a TikTok video of all these like cutie white girls, and they're like, I was just punched in the face, and none of them wanted to identify their attackers. None of them wanted to identify what they looked like. That's really peculiar. But that doesn't stop this shit libtard rag Salon from publishing these garbage articles. Again, this is an act of cancel culture. This is an act of violence against people like myself. They're trying to say that we're the ones running around punching women. No, one, I don't really like the idea of harming people weaker than myself. And I'm not a bully too. And I don't have a history of criminality either. Again, I have a job. I have a fucking career. I don't got time to run around and attack people. But that doesn't stop Salon from, committing this blood libel against myself and my peeps. Let's hear what they have to say. Men are punching random women on the streets of New York City. As usual, with these kinds of diffuse and chaotic stories, there's much that is unknown, including how often this is happening, how many people are involved, or whether it's all coordinated. Oh, yeah, it's coordinated. Jesus Christ. Are you insane? But what we do know is already alarming. CNN reports that dozens of women have discussed being victims on social media and formally interviewed 6 of them. NBC News reports there have been at least 3 arrests. What do they look like? Are they Trump supporters? Were they wearing a MAGA hat during the attacks? CBS News reports that NYPD released images last week of a 4th man wanted for allegedly punching a woman in Union Square. Even reality TV star Bethany Frankel says she's been victimized. Women report being being assaulted by men of different races and ages. Still across the different stories, a couple of similarities pop out. The alleged victims are mostly young and pretty, and most of them say they were minding their own business when they were attacked. Some were on their phones or reading on tablets. Others were speaking to friends or daydreaming. Whatever they were doing, they were just living their lives. And that, it seems, is what enraged their assailants. Whatever the scale of this problem eventually turns out to be, it's okay. So you don't even know, but you have no problem asserting that this is MAGA male rage. It's those little dick white incel warriors, right, Salon? It's not surprising that these stories have gone viral and captured the public's imagination. While it rarely turns to violence, most women who spend much time walking around in public have experience with men who berate them for paying attention to something other than the man who is now often out of nowhere, spewing invectives. In our modern era, that often manifests with men who are infuriated at women for looking at their phones. But I'm old enough to remember when I would get yelled at for reading books in public. Oh, cry me a fucking river. Yeah, I'm gonna need evidence for this, by the way. Whatever the excuse the angry man concocts, the impetus is always the same. The eyes of a woman are directed at someone or something that is not him, and he is indignant over it. So he will make sure she has no choice but to look at him, either by getting in her face or, in these alarming New York cases, punching her. If he cannot capture her adoring gaze, well, he will make her stare at him in fear. These stories resonate as well because the nation is having a moment of increasingly unhinged male fury at women for daring to have lives that are centered around something other than catering to a man's every whim. Unleashed by Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, there's an upswell of loud male entitlement shouting at us from every corner. So they just spent multiple paragraphs like, oh, we don't know what they are. We don't know what they look like. MAGA movement, Trump. Just fucking right there. Plopped it on the fucking table. Disgusting. Blood libel. Bearing false witness. Who wrote this shit? Amanda Marcotte. Get on your knees and beg the Lord for forgiveness and stop writing this garbage. We see it in the male fans of Jordan Peterson. Oh my fucking God. Now Jordan Peterson is in the mix, who clamor to his events to hear him croak out a just so story about how lobsters justify their faith in male dominance. That is not even true. I know like Jordan Peterson is lame and stuff. Like I get it, guys. I get it. But this is a lie. Like I'm not going to lie about Dr. Jordan Peterson. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not going to stand for it. This is wrong. Or the rise of trad wives online who make a living pretending they're unemployed and housebound. What do you mean pretending? Where are you getting the evidence that those people are faking it? Again, this is all speculation, all innuendo. This is bullshit. This is the fake imagination of this crazy, libtard lady. Or Ben Shapiro setting fire to a Barbie doll. Okay, that was pretty cringe, right? So I kind of agree with that. Because you can't stand that a blockbuster comedy starring a woman is about anything but her quest for male affection. Or MAGA pundits telling lies about birth control in hopes of tricking women into having babies before they're ready. Or conservatives writing op-eds that blame women for male loneliness. Telling women they must self-sacrifice to relieve male pain by marrying Donald Trump voters. Or right-wing men yelling because Taylor Swift has cats or because she dates a hunky vaccinated NFL player instead. I don't know, having babies with a guy in ill-fitting cargo shorts. Okay. The word backlash and okay, so I got a lot of thoughts about this. Let me read some of the comments first. By the way, for those joining on any platform, please like, comment, and subscribe, and you know, donate and shit because I do this for free. Let's see. Friedrich Marx. If only Trump would be so it. That's always been my hope. Never expected him to, though. I feel like I should understand the context, but I know you're like typing really quickly. To be honest, I feel let down. He was meant to go full God Emperor mode. I haven't been vote collecting for nothing. I know, right? Women vote for it. Blame the ones who don't. Get hit. Blame again. Then cry, why no man save me? I know, right? I mean, again, they... Okay, so first off, again, we went over this on the show. The majority of these like little dick incel warriors, like the genuine incels, they appear to be BIPOCs, right? People of color, whatever they want to call them. And, you know, these guys are lonely. You know, this is why the media is pushing, you know, all the other their cringe wokeness and these weird relationship dynamics and you know, whatever, because it's not reality. You know, the OkCupid study points this out. You know, that we know who the most desirable men are. You know, we know what they're looking for. And a lot of these stunning and brave types, they're not getting attention of the pretty women that are being attacked. And we know what they look like because I've seen the videos. I've seen, you know, what the New York Police Department posted about the individuals that they're looking for in regards to these so-called random attacks. They don't look like me. They don't look like Kyle Rittenhouse. They don't look like somebody who would be watching and enjoying the Daily Wire or sitting, you know, it's in some arena to listen to Jordan Peterson, you know, cry about whatever. Those guys aren't going out committing acts of gross violence. A lot of Jordan Peterson fans that I've met have been kind and sensible and friendly. Again, they know who the audience is. They know who the audiences are of these individuals. They don't care. They would just rather lie about them and say they're like loser guys who don't get laid and they're upset with women. Again, I'm not seeing like some dork in a sweater vest roaming around New York City, violently attacking women because the woman is not paying attention to this guy. However, there is something to be said about the red pill community, the manosphere community, whatever you guys want to call it, you know, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't even know what to call it anymore. I don't really care, but just the manosphere community that are obsessed with the whores, right? Like that one girl who was like doing OnlyFans and now she's like a Christian. Again, who cares? I really don't care. You shouldn't waste your time or get upset about whores on the internet who you're never going to meet, who you don't know, who may or may not be lying, because it's got nothing to do with us. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with you. Let them be whores. Let them be stupid. Whatever. Again, even when I'm like online dating, you know, I don't waste my time talking to women. You know, I'm just like, hey, we're going to hang out. I'm free this week. I'm free on this day. Let's go. And she says, yeah, okay, that's it. She says no, whoop, move on. I'm not going to waste my time talking with them or lamenting the fact that I may or may not have been rejected. I don't care. Neither should you. Like there's something going on there with the red pill community. And again, I brought this up before, like MGTOW. It's like, okay, you're walking away from dating, from marriage, from relationships, whatever, and you're going to live your own life. Why don't you just do that? Why don't you just live by the principles that you espouse? If you don't like women or whatever the case may be, like, just go. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I get it. You're a scorned person. You were wronged in the most horrific way. Divorce is messy. Divorce is crazy. And we're going to get into that, by the way, later on with the crime story. I have nothing but a world of sympathy for a lot of these guys who've been abused by the court systems. I fucking get it. But don't obsess over the whores. It's a thing that, you know, same with like black pill guys. It's like, oh, fuck voting. I don't want to vote. Like, you can't vote your way out of it. What are you trying to suggest, tough guy? You're going to take up arms and do something? No, you're going to be fucking fat and smoke weed and play video games and, you know, bitch about it on the internet. Like, why bitch if it's all bullshit anyways? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. While I pass by Geo flexing, he doesn't talk to them. They talk to him. Well, no, I do talk to women. Just not right now. No, I have way too much shit on my plate. My career is more important. The YouTube channel is more important. And right now I got to be there for my mom. Because, you know, she's going through some shit. Again, it's not my story to tell. But, you know, I go on the apps and I do approach women. And I don't want to say my strategy, but like again, I just don't like wasting time talking on the fucking phone. You know, like I go through the internet to like look for stories and whatnot for the show and, you know, to do this stuff here. But I'm not going to like text some girl, you know, it's like, hey, what's your favorite color? Oh, you know, my favorite color is blue because it's like the color of the sky. Like, I don't got fucking time for that. Is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? And, you know, and of course, the interview, the date, you know, it's kind of like an interview, you know, like if you're serious about dating and love and romance and stuff, like you got to know who you're sitting in front of. You got to know who you're talking to. And, you know, you got to lay it all out quickly, man. And I don't want to waste my time. Because think about it, you know, because you got like one woman talking with 10 or 15 different dudes. And is she being in every single one of them? Is she going out with every single one of them? Is she just talking with every single one of them? Like, you got to beat them to the punch. You got to beat everybody else who's talking to them to the punch. If you seriously want to date, it's rough, man. And again, I don't really want to turn this into a fucking dating channel, but you know, it is what it is. If you hate women and don't have kids, you can shut the fuck up, go breathe, then have a valid reason to comment. If not, then walk away. Yeah, exactly. And again, I don't preach hatred towards anybody. You know, like I'll make fun of a fat, loud woman. I'll make fun of a cuck. I'll make fun of a simp. I'll make fun of an incel. You know, it's whatever. I'll make fun of whoever the fuck I want. You know, but like there comes a point where it's just too much. And like, look, there was this young girl that I was going to have on the Watch Frogs. We've talked. She communicated to me that she was going to be on, or she was asked to go on the whatever podcast. And the whatever podcast hosts were telling her, giving her cues, giving her instructions on how to behave on the show. They wanted her to act like a dumbass and to basically put on an act in front of the cameras. So a lot of these, like, you know, shows, the Manosphere shit, like the whatever podcast, and of course, Fresh and Fit, total fraudsters, right? Like these people are selling a reality that is not real. They're lying to you guys. It's all a fugazi. It's bullshit. And so it's like I don't fuck with any of that stuff because I don't fucking care. One, I don't care, and two, it's likely fake. And of course, she confirmed it to me. This is somebody who is trustworthy. It's not fucking real. Like the elections are all bullshit. They want me to take it seriously. I'm not going to. Some modern women, maybe a lot of them, are just total trash. They're annoying, they're loud, they're obnoxious, they're you know, craving attention from other people on social medias, on their social pages, and that's not attractive to me. And you know what? There probably is a girl out there that is that's gonna fit the bill. You know, it doesn't do me any favors to trash all the women. Again, us guys don't like it when, you know, the feminist types, you know, the goofball libtard women say that all men are scum, that, you know, men are pigs, that men are this, that men are that. Like, we don't like it when they do it to us, so we can't do it to them. Again, bearing false witness. We don't want to do that. And believe me, I've dated a couple modern women and spent time with them, and they do fucking suck. I mean, it's not like everything they're saying is a lie. Yes, I know what selfish women suck. Obnoxious women suck. Women are on their fucking phones all the time fishing for affirmation or compliments or attention on the internet while we're together. It's fucking annoying. And you know what? I didn't get them pregnant. I didn't cry. You know, it's like, whatever, man. I'm not going to let some fucking woman disrespect me. I'm just going to move on. Because there is plenty of fish in the sea. You don't have to live in despair. Personally, I take dating advice from childless single men who buy escorts. Good money spent. Eye roll. That's a Fresh and Fit reference. I'm not really going to get into their bullshit. I haven't been following it. Again, I don't fucking care what they have to say. And one of them is a Fed anyways. You know, like, all inorganic. You know, again, they buy escorts. So, you know, these guys are fucking losers. I know they're millionaires. A rainbow man would be like, oh, you're just jealous because of all the money they're making. No, I'm not jealous of any of the money that they have. It's not my money, not my problem. And again, if I had the ability to switch places and be in their shoes, I would not do it. Not for the tens of millions of dollars that they have. And I promise you that. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, so again, go fuck yourself, Salon. You guys are scumbags. What is this? Oh, yeah, so Laura Loomer. Lindsey Graham is being called out. Now abortion. You know, again, I'm going to repeat some of the same stuff here. It's on the table. The Democrats are just aching to push the abortion issue. at the forefront of the general election. So President Trump writes, Senator Lindsey Graham is doing a great disservice to the Republican Party and to our country. At first, we wanted no abortions under any circumstances. Then he was up to 6 weeks where you're allowed abortion. Now he's up to 15 weeks where you're allowed abortion. But what he doesn't understand, or perhaps he does, is the radical left Democrats who are destroying our country will never approve anything that he or the Republicans want. They love this issue and they want to keep it going for as long as Republicans will allow them to do so. Terminating Roe v. Wade was, according to all legal scholars, a great event. Yes, it was, because Roe v. Wade created law out of whole cloth, which is not the function of the Supreme Court. End of story. It is up to the states. And the majority of them, even blood red states, states that are heavily populous, they put it on ballot initiatives. They've already voted on it, and they want to keep their abortion. For whatever reason, a chunk of this country loves killing babies. So fucking be it. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. But bitch on the internet and keep losing elections, and you're going to get people killed. And protect no babies in the process, by the way. Many good Republicans lost elections because of this issue. And people like Lindsey Graham that are unrelenting are handing Democrats their dream of the House, Senate, and perhaps even the presidency. And people are chimping out about this. They're like, oh, fucking Trump, liberal, Don, whatever. Like, here's the deal. If you genuinely believe that terminating the life of a baby is murder, which, by the way, it probably is, but legally speaking, it isn't right now in the United States in 2024. But if you genuinely believe this, and let's say you know a woman who's pregnant, and you know that she set a date, a time, she's going to get the process to terminate the life of the kid. What are you going to do about it? Legal or not, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to hold her against her will and take care of her for 9 months? And then the baby's delivered and then bye. You can go on your way now. The baby's here. You can't do anything. Like, what are you going to do? If you go to protest at these clinics, the federal government is going to throw you in prison for 15 to 20 years. Because they view that act, it's basically tantamount to terrorism, according to the Biden DOJ. What are you going to do? I looked at the stats, the demographics of the kind of women that are aborting their kids. Don't fucking care. I can't do anything about it. This problem, this issue is so personal. It's too personal. I've posted about this on Twitter, but I'll say it here for the record. If you're a man and you don't want the life of your child terminated, you have to choose your partner carefully. You have to choose your partner carefully. And what another woman decides to do with her kid, it's out of your hands. It's in God's hands now. If you're a woman and you don't like abortion, well, don't have one. Maybe choose your partner carefully as well. What's this about? Hey, what's up for no reason? It's about abortion. And all these people chimping out, at Donald Trump because he's saying, look, this issue is a loser. This issue is getting Republicans destroyed in races that are 100% winnable. I know people who drove hours to go vote on ballot initiatives regarding abortion. If you have these types of ballot initiatives all over the country in November in 2024, Republicans are going to lose everything. We're going to see the draft. We're going to see World War III. We're going to see starvation. We're going to see the end of free speech. All because you stuck your nose in the business of these, women who want to terminate the life of their kids. Again, I hate it too. I hate it too. If the woman that I fall in love with or the woman that I'm pursuing makes it very clear that she is in favor of potentially terminating the life of my kid, I am not going to continue to date her. End of story. I missed your stream earlier. I got the notification after I ended. I'm sorry, Zombie Bomb. Every egg matters, except liberal ones. Hey, what's up, Mike Floyd? Cheers. Oh, this is just orange juice, by the way. I'm not drinking alcohol. None of that. There's more, though. He made a statement. I haven't read this, or not read it. Watch this. So let's hear what President Trump has to say. All right, Orange Man. Oh, man, it's 4 minutes long. I'm not going to bore you guys with this. Here, libs, Trump does not want a national abortion ban or 6-week ban on abortion like the regime is lying about. He says it should be left to the states, and the availability of IVF should be protected in every state. I really want to watch this.
Under my leadership, the Republican
Speed this
Party
up.
will always support the creation of strong, thriving, and healthy American families. We want to make it easier for mothers and families to have babies, not harder. That includes supporting the availability of fertility treatments like IVF in every state in America. Like the overwhelming majority of Americans, including the vast majority of Republicans, conservatives, Christians, and pro-life Americans, I strongly support the availability of IVF for couples who are trying to have a precious baby. What could be more beautiful or better than that? Today, I'm pleased that the Alabama legislature has acted very quickly and passed legislation that preserves the availability of IVF in Alabama. They really did a great and fast job. The Republican Party should always be on the side of the miracle of life and the side of mothers, father, their beautiful babies, and that's what we are. IVF is an important part of that, and our great Republican Party will always be with you in your quest for the ultimate joy in life. Many people have asked me what my position is on abortion and abortion rights, especially since I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted, and in fact...
Oh, I think he already repeated all this. So yeah, it's not worth repeating. Let's see. AC writes, as a listener, I didn't know what this was about either. Why is this always a political topic? Because it's easy to get garner votes from gullible morons on both sides too. You got the evangelical Christians who want to do the baby Jesus grift. They want to do the save all babies grift, and they make a lot of money. And they're, it wasn't enough to overturn Roe v. Wade. This whole thing has like evolved from like legal but safe and rare to only in certain cases to now it's like 9 months, and it's wild, man. I personally don't bother engaging in this topic at all. I'm probably not going to talk about this again for a very long time, but it was just such a big deal. There were some posts. Let me see if I have it bookmarked by Mike Cernovich, and like he explains it much better than I did. Let me see. Cerno. We could take women's rights away. Banning abortion is a direct attack on the whole lifestyle. It sure is. Let's see. Oh shit, there he is. Let me get this. Let me see. Okay, so I'm on your Twitter page, dude. Where are your posts? Where are your juicy posts? Let's see. Let's see. We compromise when we win. You don't vote in Republican primaries. Cornyn will hold his seat forever. This is our fault as Republicans. Let's see. That's not it either. All right. Let's see. No, you never compromise on what's right. Not even a little bit. Besides, it's all a sham to pit the two sides against each other. They would find a legal way around it if they wanted. If you lose elections, then it's true that you will never have to compromise. You'll get nothing, like a little kid throwing a tantrum. Yes. Our pro-life friends who have their hearts in the right place must reconcile with the abortion ballot measures in Republican states. We can't have a prior argument of what would pass at a federal level. We have objective evidence of what won't, even in Republican states. Let's see. So Matt Walsh to Charlie Kirk on some conservative politicians' fake pro-life stance. What we're being told right now is that the way to win elections is to moderate your position on abortion and to be at least a little bit pro-abortion. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, Matt Walsh has a history of backing the most retarded candidates ever, all of them losers. Like Governor DeSantis, total idiot. Pro-lifers did double down after Dobbs. In 4 Republican states, ballot measures banning abortion failed. We don't need to guess here. It's been on the ballot in R+12 states. Most Republicans support first trimester abortions. I wish it were otherwise, but it is not. Again, what can we do? What can we do about this? Where are the better posts? Only in crazy California. Where are we at? Oh, this one's a good one. This is what I wanted to highlight. I thought I liked these. Remember when all the DeSantis non-influential influencers said X isn't real life and they was winning that was going to win the primary to prove that in Iowa in real life. It was DeSantis mania being led by a couple of never Trumpers who had real clout. What happened to that? Oh, man. Oh, boy. Well, can't find the fucking post. God damn it. Here we go. Day in the life of a pro DeSantis reply guy. Tell people not to vote for Trump on principle. Pretend DeSantis never locked down Florida. Blame Trump. Never respond to direct questions as you badger people to answer the question. Play dumb when confronted with their lies. Yeah, these DeSantis bros are idiots. Fire up bot accounts who manufacture a fake swarm. Claim you voted for Trump, but all your 2016 and 2020 posts wiped clean. Be sickly looking and pre-diabetic, if not already obese, but talk tough. Call everyone else a cult member and dead ender. Yeah, go fuck yourself, DeSantis bros. And all these fucking never Trumpers. They're a bunch of shitbags. Let's see. Having an abortion, Friedrich Marx, is the same as destroying national property as worse and a man's and woman's joint personal property at best. If women can have abortions, men should not have to pay child support. Well, I don't want to fucking pay for it. I don't want the state to pay for it. You know, if you're going to have kids with a whore, do what you got to do to pay for it. You know, you're going to be, you know, a woman and engage in that behavior. You got to, you know, again, if you just remove these entitlement programs, you know, just enough is enough. You know, just don't have the safety net there. Maybe they'll learn the lesson. Hell, for a lot of these women, there is no safety net because they just don't know what to do. Shout out to everybody on Rumble and Facebook. I don't even think we're on Facebook anymore. They took down the stream. Whoops. Let's move on. All right, so pop culture news. Sylvester Stallone accused of mocking ugly actors on Tulsa King set. Tub of lard and fat guy with cane. Oh, that's a mean thing to say. Heads up, Tulsa King. While working on TK this week, Sylvester Stallone was observed calling the director over and saying, "What the fuck is up with these, I guess he said fucking ugly? I guess fucking ugly background." He and the director proceeded to call certain people terrible names and laughed at them. Tub of lard, fat guy with a cane. And was making fun of their weight and handicaps. Damn, bro. He must be watching the watchfrogs. Or Chronicus stream. Or fucking the biggest problem in the universe. Sly said, bring in pretty young girls to be around me. Rose Locke has resigned and will finish out this final week to give him the opportunity to find someone else. Bee Gees, I think backgrounds, I don't know what Bee Gees mean, needs to stand together and not submit to TK moving forward to show this production. We don't support this kind of disrespect in GA. Let's see. Has he responded? Let's see. Let's go through this really quick. Here we go. I've been informed of certain things that happened on Thursday, the first day of the casino. I came the second day, Friday, to see what was happening. At the end of the day, I resigned because it was clear toxic environment that I was not comfortable putting myself or background artists in. I will finish out this coming week and someone else will take over. I want to apologize for anything you experience. I would also like you to text me at blah, blah, blah when you experience, saw or heard. I will be sending the info to HR. Thanks. You know, I think Sylvester Stallone's a wokester. People think he's like kind of base and red pill. I don't think that's the case. BG means big griggas. I know, right? Fatty's okay to hate on, not the cripples. Have standards, boys. Yeah. No, we can't be mean to people who are plus size. We got to be nice. Oh my God, YouTube yeeted everything I said. I am the best. I'm sorry, Zombie Bomb. That's worse. Is a pumpkin head too many roids? Here, where's my phone? Let me look this up really quick. Who the fuck is messaging me? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone. Trump. Let's see what I find. Yeah, videos of Sylvester Stallone trashing Trump. Water resurfaces after Ohio trip. This is in 2023. Let's see. Hold up. Drinks before. Sorry, guys. I had to text someone. All right. Chunk cuck. Well, me not being mean does not mean I'm a chunk cuck. How dare you, Zombie Ball? You delete those. You're defaming me. All actors have to be woke, or they don't get movie roles. Yeah, it's weird. So he like pretends to be woke and like anti-Trump or whatever, but really he's like a total piece of shit, like most of these Hollywood people are. I used to like Stallone when I was a kid, but yeah, this is happening. Just like to call out these people, these fakes. We got more pop culture news though. Deplorable racial abuse aimed at Tom Holland's co-star in Romeo and Juliet London production. So for whatever reason, do we have a photo of this person? Yeah. This is gonna be Juliet in the Romeo and Juliet play. Look, for the audio only listeners, this individual, what's her name? Francesca Amogodogodog Rivers. They got more facial hair than I do. Look at this mustache. This is Juliet. There's some memes. I can't post them because they're kind of offensive, but one of them was like an unflattering image of this person, this actress. And it's like, Romeo, Romeo, where you is? She. Oh man, this is gonna be great. Tom Holland's co-star in the upcoming West End production of Romeo and Juliet has triggered online haters, and the show's producers want to stop. The news that Francesca Amogodogodog Rivers, who is black, will play Juliet opposite Holland's white Romeo has elicited a barrage of hate-filled messages on social media since it was announced a week ago. The play is scheduled to open up in London next month and will reportedly head to Broadway after selling out in a ticket frenzy. Yeah, they're gonna go to see this just to fucking laugh. This is ridiculous. So the Jamie Lloyd Company, I guess this is a statement from them. Following the announcement of our Romeo and Juliet cast, there has been a barrage of deplorable racial abuse online directed towards a member of our company. This must stop. We are working with a remarkable group of artists. We insist that they are free to create work without facing online harassment. We will continue to support and protect everyone in our company at all costs. Any abuse will not be tolerated and will be reported. Yeah, feel free to report me. I think this casting choice is stupid. But I also don't really care that much because I'm not going to see it. And I don't think a lot of people will see it or really care. This will just be forgotten forever. Bullying and harassment have no place online in our industry or in our wider communities. Our rehearsal room is full of joy, compassion, and kindness. We celebrate the extraordinary talent of our incredible collaborators. The Romeo and Juliet will continue to rehearse with generosity and love and focus on the creation of our production, the Jamie Lloyd Company. Wow. I don't know. You guys excited to see this Juliet character? I can't wait to see videos. I hope somebody posts a video of this online so we can all laugh at it. Let's see. All actresses be woke. They don't get movie roles. For no reason, gross. Looks like a dude. Disavow. There are prettier. Oh, Jesus Christ, Zombie Bomb. You're going to get me fucking banned if I read that. Bromeo and Julius. Ew. That is pretty funny. I like that a lot. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Twitter. Thank you for joining. God damn it. Water splashed on my face. Embarrassing. All right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but what is going on here? Oh, man. Dude, she's even doing the face. She's like, she. It's like, Francesca, over here. Can you say she for me? And they're like taking pictures. Oh, God. So funny. All right, let's move on. All right. So other things I don't really care about. I gotta do this one quick because this is kind of old news. Ingram asked Kid Rock if the hat he's wearing is from Budweiser. Kid Rock, we have bigger targets. When you look at Planet Fitness, what are they doing? Ben and Jerry's. Oh, wow. He's not a linguist, but he's not wrong either.
Just, man, we got, I didn't know what hat I was wearing. We got bigger targets. I mean, when you look at who just Planet Fitness, like what are they doing? Like Ben and Jerry's? I don't want to put any targets on people's back. Target, like I talked to the dudes from Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch, the CEO, and the people like, man, they messed up. It's too bad they just won't say it. Like, hey, we messed up a little bit, whatever. But that's not how they're cut. And you know what? I got my answer, and I don't want to hurt people's jobs and stuff like that when they don't have any dog in the fight. But there's a whole lot more companies we should be going after for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong here. And the whole Bud Light thing is like it's kind of old news, but even then, you know, like Trump's family is like, hey guys, the shit's kind of gone too far. Again, I'm never gonna buy Bud Light. I'm gonna boycott Bud Light. I'm all for the boycott. However, I don't want to make it like a staple of the show or just be overly enthusiastic about never consuming a product. Which, by the way, we are against consume culture here on the watchfrogs for obvious reasons. But again, like, dude, who cares, right? I mean, there's just, you know, election integrity matters. Deporting the violent criminals matters. You know, these wars, preventing another crazy war, the draft potentially coming back, that matters. I mean, if only the Republican Party would hyper focus on important issues that regular Americans actually care about, you know, they'd be in a lot better position to win in November of 2024, the general election. But we're not there yet. I mean, I don't know what has to happen for the party to wake up, but it doesn't seem like they want to. They want to, you know, waste their time on these jackass endeavors like abortion or Bud Light or fucking Disney. Like, who gives a shit? Again, if you don't consume product, all this goes away. I got the right idea, I think. The Republican Party doesn't. Again, they want to lose. They're a controlled opposition. It's pretty clear. I thought the meme where Tom Holland was a girl was clever. That one actually is pretty funny. Zombie Bomb. Planet Fitness lets men in the ladies' locker rooms. You know, for no reason, I'm actually gonna say something that might upset a lot of you guys. But just the harsh reality of gym policy. I think virtually every single one of them allows men to pull out their penises in women's locker rooms. Every single one of them will allow it. The big ones, the little ones, they don't care. If you identify as whatever you want to identify as, so let's say I want to identify as a woman one day, I have to sign these documents, you know, it's got to be all official, and then I have permission to go into the women's locker room. And if somebody protests, they will be called a bigot, they will have their membership canceled. I'm almost certain virtually every gym is like that, with the exception of like maybe like some like religious gyms or whatever, or maybe like a so-called female only gym. But even then, like legally speaking, men only spaces or women's only spaces, so-called, that might be a thing of the past soon if we end up losing the election in 2024. Zombie, you can't wait to do that. Go fuck yourself. No, that's not true. How dare you? You delete that message. You take that back right now. There's going to be a lot of people who lose their jobs. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to get canceled because they want to prevent a man from going into a woman's restroom or a woman's locker room. It's only going to get worse, you guys, but every gym has that policy. I go to a popular gym. It has that policy. It is what it is, man. Dude, I can't stop it. Again, the public voted for this. The public wants to protect and treat this, whatever the hell you want to call it. They want to treat it as a protected class. So you can't do anything about it. Again, the good guys have to win, and good people have to vote, and good people have to speak out against it. But there's going to be a penalty for doing so. And here on the Watchfrogs, we don't really spend too much time attacking the Transformers, but we talk about these things. Again, there's bigger fish to fry. I just wish that the Republican Party was smarter than, you know, it was as smart as me. They were as quick as me. They had my strategic sense. Because again, I won elections. I know how to win. If people genuinely embraced anti-consumerisms, we'd be in a much better place. I said for how many weeks going to the gym makes you a rainbow or a thought. I win again, boys. It has nothing to do with rainbows or thoughtery. Friedrich Marx, you're out of line. All right, well, let's move on. Again, don't waste your time on jackass endeavors. Oh, boy. Oh, man. It's only 50 seconds.
Traveling to Japan, I realized that this place, this USA we're always chanting about, is a filthy and disgusting country.
Yeah, that's not a joke. That's actually a accurate statement. By the way, Jimmy Kimmel says traveling to Japan made him realize how filthy and disgusting the U.S. is by comparison.
In Japan for 7 days. Not only did I not encounter a single dirty bathroom, the bathrooms in Tokyo and Kyoto are cleaner than our operating rooms here. Everywhere you go, the bathrooms are clean, they don't smell bad, they have those toilets that wash you from the inside out. And not just in a hotel, restaurants, bars, truck stops. I went to 2 truck stops.
Yeah, dude, this shit lib voted for this. It's like, oh, and all the cackling whores in the audience, all these cackling jackasses. They're like, oh, America dirty. You guys voted for it. The fuck you laughing at? You should be ashamed, you fucking disgusting creeps.
I swear to God, the bathroom's cleaner than Jennifer Garner's teeth. The cleanest. Beautiful. And it's not just the bathroom. There's no litter. They clean up after themselves. They bring their garbage to their houses. And it's like the whole country is Disneyland and we're living at Six Flags.
Yeah, it's because the Japanese people are honorable. They're honorable people. They're beautiful people. They have, you know, cultural cohesion. They have a monolithic society of just one group, and they're selfless, and cleanliness matters to them. We, on the other hand, import dangerous people into this country who only want one thing, which is to abuse our, the public coffers, take advantage of all our welfare programs. They don't give a fuck about this country. They didn't build it. They didn't do anything for it. They're all fat and shit. They're like, doing the Macarena across the border. They're like, yo, Biden. And, they're asking for, with their hands out. They want a free house. They're going to get it. They want free Obama phones. They're going to get it. They don't give a fuck. And they do litter. I used to work in the ghetto. Litter everywhere. Needles everywhere. Like, drugs type needles. The shit libs voted for it. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna, we're gonna gut all these programs to, keep homelessness down, or we're gonna get rid of the cops, so the cops aren't gonna deal with the drug dealers pushing drugs on kids and shit. No one gives a fuck. The people they import in the country don't give a fuck. The Japanese, they do give a fuck. That is their country. That is their homeland. Detroit used to be more beautiful than France and Rome. Our city, Chicago, these were some of the most beautiful cities ever in human history, and they've been completely destroyed by things I'm not really allowed to say. Omega Tony is God. Meanwhile, he supports and encourages San Francisco levels of hygiene. Oh, yeah, I know, right? And like the thing about this is like they like to make it seem like people like me are like littering and just stinking up the place. They want to make it seem like somebody like a Ben Shapiro or like a Kyle Rittenhouse, they're the ones destroying and littering and just being disgusting. Or like like just look at Ron DeSantis' family. You think they're the ones doing that shit? Absolutely not. We should ask why Jimmy K is praising an ethno state. I don't know, right? Japan has the best toilets and no Taco Bell. Yeah. Yeah, we should treat kids who might end up homeless the way they treat them over there. I wouldn't know how they handle homelessness in Japan. You should educate me. Post in the comments. Japan is over. It's going to import a lot of workers. Japan itself has committed a sewer slide. I like that word, sewer slide. Japan is going to replace itself with lower quality people. Ooh, okay. They just announced it. Look, what if they import people like me? Hey, look, instead of El Salvador, maybe we can go to Japan. We'll be Japanese. Gio as a mod, I must ask you, do you believe in democracy? Do you support managed democracy? Would you fight for freedom and spread democracy? Then join the fight and be a hell diver. No, I hate democracy. I do not stand for democracy. I want to destroy democracy at all costs. Hail Putin. They get hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I know the Japanese police don't put up with the horseshit of these ghetto IRL streamers going over there to fuck with them. Yeah, don't let them into the country. If they're IRL streamers, just don't let them into the country. I guess some can stand up again one day after. I don't know, right? All right. Fuck Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel sucks, and he's not funny. Let's move on. All right, Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, and more warn against predatory use of AI in open letter will devalue the entire music industry. The music industry doesn't have any value. The industry is bankrupt morally. It's a corrupt institution. It's just a mouthpiece, another arm of the Democratic Party to propagandize the youth. However, I can't stand AI shit. I think AI stuff sucks, and I think it's annoying. So in a very rare moment, the Greenskins will unite with the likes of, who are these idiots? Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, and whoever else. AI art needs to stop. It's just soulless garbage. I don't know if any of you guys use Facebook, but like I when you go through your Facebook feed and you're friends with like 200, 300, 400 people or whatever, like I am, you want to see posts from your friends, right? You want to see posts from your family, etc., etc. There are groups on Facebook that I've never heard of in my life, that I don't belong to. I never use keywords to suggest that I would ever be interested in these groups and what they post. And these groups, for whatever reason, they just post and publish this ghetto AI art that props up this ghetto culture that I do not like and believe in and have nothing to do with. And I don't understand why. Well, my theory is they're promoting this fucking bullshit because they want to sell a bullshit narrative regarding these people. And they're only able to produce this fucking propaganda because of AI art. So if we can ban AI art, I'm all for it. I can't stand AI art. I don't really care. I don't care what all the shit that my friends make. I'm not interested in it. Let's see. Facebook is LifeLog rebranded. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Japanese men are as finished with Japanese women as white men here are with the Western 304s. I keep hearing that on the internet, but I'm going to need proof. I never looked into it. But AI waifus are life. No, AC. AI waifus are just going to lead you down a path of despair and sadness and loneliness. And the only way to overcome that loneliness is through drug use. Let's see. Well, we know Japan's going to be importing 6-foot blue-eyed white boys. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, do you think they're going to risk it? And they're like, oh, dude, we're going to, open up the doors from, the Congo or some shit. I hope not. Because El Salvador is not going to do that. If El Salvador is able to pull this off, Latin America is going to be the new land of that's going to be the new promised land. Japanese women are cute. Yeah, I like Japanese chicks. They're all right. Yeah, ban AI art. Do you guys like AI art? You guys like this AI shit? I mean, it's kind of like a funny gag. It's like a funny, whatever, but overall, I just don't give a fuck. I think this shit sucks. Getting rejected by an AI girl would be rough. Oh, dude, I know, right? It's like, yeah, dude, your AI girlfriend breaks up with you. It's going to happen eventually. Wonder if they get their money back. Oh, damn, I forgot. I totally misplaced this when we're talking about the women. Oh, wait, this is yeah, so this Magic American guy, this is one of the dudes going around punching the chicks. He's got a giant Trump flag behind him. Yeah, I smell a false flag here. I don't like the art. I like having the tool, though. I mean, every now and then, there were some troublemakers. There were some memesters that were like making some really funny shit. But like the art is controlled now. These AI machines are being controlled by the regime. For example, Bing's AI tool, like I generated some funny images that were like, Trump and Shrek as his VP running mate, or like Shrek in a fucking mosh pit at the Capitol. They've been deleted. I'm not really, you can't type in Trump anymore in the majority of these. So they're controlling it. They're completely controlling this thing. And it's not really creative anymore. It's not like a fun tool anymore. It's controlled now. Now it's only publishing content that the regime approves of. So I'm seeing my Facebook feed, literally like every other fucking post. I'm not exaggerating, guys. It's almost literally every other post where it's like this garbage AI art of all this ghetto shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, like we was Kangs type stuff. And I just don't get it. Like, I don't want to see that. I fucking hate it. All right. I think we got some crime stuff to go over. Thai City wants to send 2.5K monkeys to jail after years of primates terrorizing residents, tourists. All right, so now the monkeys, these little chimps, they're terrorizing people. No, the animals are committing crimes. So a monkey nips a woman's hair at a prospering temple during the Monkey Buffet Festival in, I don't even know how to pronounce it, some province. So yeah, now the animals, I'm just going to assume that the animals are learning from us. Like they're going on the internet and they're like, oh, let's just emulate this behavior. This is terrible. Send them to jail, send them to monkey jail. Great. NYC squatters are cashing in on legal loopholes in crowded courts to take over homes. Good luck getting them out. The Big Apple is seeing a troublesome trend of unwelcome squatters illegally bedding down in private homes and apartments in the 5 boroughs. So this is in New York City. It has gotten much harder to kick them out. A backlog of housing court cases and changes in the law in recent years have made it a bigger and longer lasting headache for landlords. So boo unwelcome tenants, legal experts tells the Post. This is only getting worse, you guys. This is only going to get worse. And by the way, like again, I'm not an expert on like, you know, squat laws and shit, but I Googled it. Every single state in the union has squatter rights. There's some variation of it. And Joe Biden has imported tens of millions of these people into this country. They are going to get free housing one way or another. They're either going to take people's homes out. Dude, we're going to see a story. It's going to go viral before the election where a family, they own one home. Mom, dad, kids, and a dog, whatever, they fuck off for 3 weeks on vacation. They're going to come home, and there's going to be an entire group of these illegal alien criminals. And that family is going to have zero recourse. No one's going to be able to do anything about this. And it's going to get worse. The courts, they seem to only be interested in going after people like me. They only seem to be interested in going after people who protested the bullshit election of 2020 or going after President Trump and his friends and allies. But these criminals who are literally stealing people's houses, guys, I'm not exaggerating. 2024, illegal alien criminals are literally seizing people's homes, and the cops are arresting the homeowners for wanting to kick out squatters, people who are illegally residing in the homes, and establishing fake residency and using like receipts from like a store to establish fake residency, and no one's able to do anything about it. Again, Democrats, you brought this upon yourself. You brought this upon the country. This is the world that you manifested by your stupidity and by your voting habits. I have very little sympathy for a lot of people in the 5 boroughs. New York City is blood blue like the sky. Blood blue. I take that back. Strike that from the record. How am I supposed to feel sorry for them? This is what they wanted. MLM, Monkey Lives Matter. For no reason, that's racist. Whoa, I'm talking about little monkeys, like the species. Japan 2040, Rise of the Gaijin. Japan 28, Island of the Hybrids. Oh, God. I can imagine the homeowner pulling a killdozer and the squatters. We might see something like that too, AC. If you can't defend it, it isn't yours. Disavow for no reason. Oh, shit. I'm out of water. Hold up. Got another one right here. Yeah, so you guys got to be mindful of this. Got to be mindful of it. Every state has this. Let's see. Some Big Apple attorneys say squatters have long been a frustrating problem in the 5 boroughs and have not seen an uptick. And note that they remain a fraction of the landlord-tenant disputes in court. but the issue has increasingly become the subject of water cooler chatter thanks to a series of high-profile squatter cases making headlines. Last week, a pair of squatters at Jamaica Duplex sued the legal owners for $930,000 home, claiming they were locked out despite establishing tenancy, and included a Shake Shack receipt as proof. A Queens judge tossed the suit on Friday, but the case left a bitter taste for homeowner Julia Fullman, who griped about a very big problem with these criminals and these squatters. In another case, in Flushing, squatter Brian Rodriguez demanded $18,000 ransom to move out of the 4-bedroom, $1 million house he claimed rights to, with cops even handcuffing the rightful owner when she showed up. One Big Apple case turned deadly when a pair of teen squatters allegedly killed property owner Nadia Vatels after she showed up at the East 31st apartment owned by her late mom on March 12th. So people are dying. People are losing their lives, and they're trashing this home. Look how these people live. This is how they live from the countries that they come from. And this is the country, and now they're turning it into, now they're turning America into where they came from. And I'm supposed to be quiet about it. I don't want to live like this anymore. That's why I'm voting for Orange Man. I feel sick. Everything is sickening. I'm sorry, Zombie Bomb. We'll be moving on to more happier things soon. Now, this story is a little bit close to home. We talked about because we talk about like family stuff, relationship shit. And this happened in Summerlin out here in Nevada. This is about 40 minutes away from me. 45-minute drive. Voting won't help. Let's take over. Zombie Bomb disavow. Disavow. It's just going to get worse until people snap and do something about it. I mean, dude, right now, the powder keg is already set up. The bomb is ticking. When it goes off is anybody's guess. Things are, shit's going to hit the fan, you guys. Got to prepare, man. Got to lose the weight. Save up money. Get trained. And, be prepared to run, at the very least. The real squatters were the friends along the way on this channel, rent-free in our hearts. God bless you, AC. Thank you. To be honest, the squatters are probably trying to lower the property tax by making it look like that. That is kind of a funny, yeah. Imagine that. It's like one house just stinks like shit and looks like it's just a total eyesore. Everybody's property taxes go down. That's pretty funny. Don't fucking disavow. We'll remember. Anyways, back to the story here. Let's see. Let's watch this video really quick.
Happened. Joe.
3 people are dead. That's 2 victims and the...
Oh, man, it's 6 minutes long. I'm not going to read all that shit. So 3 people are dead after a shooting at a law office in Summerlin area on Monday. A source tells us shots were fired amid a deposition and that the shooter killed 2 people before fatally shooting himself. Additional sources told Channel 13 were responding to Prince Law Group with offices located at the corner of Charleston Boulevard and the Pavilion Center. The Summerlin area is an insanely nice part of Las Vegas. Very, very rich people live here. Very rich people work there. The individual in this case, let me see. So Tuesday, April 9th, the Houston family. So there's 2 families here. There's the Prince family and the Houston family. So Dennis Prince gets shacked up with this girl. And the person who killed both of them was the father, was another big time lawyer out here. And he was the father of a man who was married to the woman. This was a custody dispute. This is a family affair. The father, loving his son, took the life of the woman that broke his son's heart and took the life of the man that took her from him. And then, of course, the father took his own life. That is what happened here. Details about it are, we're still waiting to hear from it. So the Houston family issued a statement expressing profound shock and sadness at what occurred on Monday, adding that speculation about details of the incident only serves to add trauma to our already grieving and overwhelmed families. Our family is in a state of profound shock and sadness at yesterday's events. We ask for prayers and privacy as we try to navigate the coming days. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is still conducting their investigation, and as that continues, speculation about details of the incident only serves to add trauma to our already grieving and overwhelmed families. We have full faith in Metro's efforts and will leave all future comment to them as their investigation unfolds. Now, Prince Law Group. So again, I think it was Dennis Prince. This is his law group. Super, he's a big shot out here in the Valley. With profound sadness, Prince Law Group would like to thank everyone who has reached out to us with heartfelt messages of concern and sympathy over the tragic violence that occurred this morning in our offices. We ask that you please respect the privacy of the families involved. Lieutenant Jason Johansson provided new details regarding the shooting. A total of 7 people were present during the shooting, 3 representing one party, 3 representing the other, and a court reporter. He added that the building is expected to reopen tomorrow, except for Suite 560, where the crime took place. Yeah, dude, family disputes are fucking messy, man. You know, when you got a woman who, is seemingly going to take... Again, this is just speculation. I'm still waiting to get more facts because it's so close to home and I don't want to misspeak, but just seeing what I've read so far and knowing what I know about the individuals involved, the woman and Dennis Prince, the couple that are no longer with us, they were fucking with the dad's son, Mr. Houston. Mr. Houston ended up taking both of their lives. Just be mindful, when you fuck with someone's kids, you fuck with their money, their assets, whatever the case may be, they might do something stupid. They might go after you. And it's not pretty, man. So I know a lot of you guys, watch MGTOW stuff and Manosphere stuff, and, you hear these stories. And again, I get it, man. I get it. I worked by the family court. I've seen that shit with my own eyes. A lot of my friends growing up, especially out here in the Valley, their parents are divorced. Divorce is fucking messy. This is like the most extreme version of it. I mean, this is just how bad it can get. And just something to be mindful of, when dealing with other people. I mean, who knows? Maybe the mom or, Mrs. Prince, who's no longer with us, was saying things about the son that are just not true. And the dad punished everybody involved. Dennis Prince had his own kids with his new wife. The Houston Jr., now he's going to keep his kids with him. The Prince family, the kids were just given custody to a family member of the Prince family. So, again, these families are destroyed. Again, until we get more facts and evidence. But given how rich everybody was involved, maybe a lot of this is going to be all like hush-hush. Crazy shit, man. Yeah, the police response was crazy. Everybody was like chimping out. They're like, "Oh, dude, Metro's all over the place." And again, like you just don't see this kind of response in Summerlin.
Law group, as officers, secure any evidence, anything that would explain motive. We believe we have a good idea of what the motive.
Yeah, if I was a part of the Houston family, I wouldn't say shit to the cops. You gotta have a lawyer present. Don't say anything to anybody. Right now, everybody's looking at the son. Everyone's looking at the sun, and, they're like, whoa, what's going on there? Once again, hi to everybody here. Let me see what's going on with Rumble. All right, shout out to Rumble. Everybody, hello. Man, I'm really salty about that, about Facebook. Whatever. The stream will be restored eventually. What I did is fair use. Fuck you. All right. This could have been political news, but this is a crime. Florida woman is sentenced to a month in jail for selling Biden's daughter's diary. A Florida mother was sentenced Tuesday to a month in prison and 3 months of home confinement for stealing and selling Joe Biden's daughter's diary 4 years ago to a conservative group, Project Veritas. Amy Harris was sentenced in Manhattan federal court by Judge Laura Taylor Swain, who called the Palm Beach, Florida woman's actions despicable. Harris pleaded guilty to a conspiracy charge in August of 2022, admitting that she received $20,000 of the $40,000 that was paid by Project Veritas for personal items belonging to the president's daughter, Ashley Biden. Project Veritas, founded in 2010, identifies itself as a news organization. It is best known for conducting hidden camera stings, blah, blah, Tearful, Harris apologized for enabling Ashley Biden's private writings to be sold after she found the diary and other items at a friend's Delray Beach, Florida home in 2020, where prosecutors said Ashley Biden believed her items were safely stored after she temporarily stayed there in spring of 2020. I do not believe I'm above the law. All right. Let me see. I just wanted to say this about the diary because I remain skeptical. Good night. Thank you for joining. I need to go to bed. Yeah, for no reason. Thank you so much for joining. I sincerely appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I'm glad you guys are hanging out. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Again, I do this for free, so support me in any meaningful way. But what I wanted to say about this specific diary, I still have a sinking suspicion, like I can feel it in my bones, that the diary is fake. I mean, the Biden crime family, they are disgusting creeps. They are drug addicts. These are disgusting people, disgusting, trashy human beings in person and in private, or in public and in private. But the details are just so juicy and play right into, people like me. They play into the things that we hate the most. And fortunately, a lot of people didn't take the bait, but the contents of the diary read as follows. The daughter would shower late into the evening because she was afraid creepy, sleepy joke Biden would join her in the showers at a late age. So she's like 12, 13, 14 years old or whatever. She was a little bit older. She was maturing physically, in the sexual sense, maturing as a young woman. And joke Biden would join her in the shower. And it's possible, but I don't know how to explain it, but it just my intuition suggests that this is fake, that this is a trap. And, this is just a ploy to destroy Project Veritas and to destroy James O'Keefe. I don't believe James O'Keefe ended up returning the diary because her legal team was not comfortable with it. And they ended up publishing the contents anyways, or somebody ended up publishing the contents anyways. And I don't know, the whole thing stinks. And I like to think I have a pretty good idea as to what's on the up and up. And again, we already know that there's creepy shit going on with the Biden family, specifically Hunter Biden with little kids. But I don't think this is it. And, usually when somebody embarrasses a member of the regime, really bad things happen to you. I'm expected to believe that this woman she's only going to get a month in jail for selling some fucking diary. I don't believe it. I don't believe this at all. I could be wrong, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Yeah, my intuition tells me that it's fake. All right, we got some financial news. Hold up. Where's my refresh button? God damn it.
Credit score.
I love that. Like 800.
How easy is
I'm
it?
a finance major. You got to have a great credit score. It's legal discrimination if you don't have good credit, by the way.
How easy is it to live in 2024 with an 800 credit score?
Pretty easy.
What are some of the things that you could do that people with lower ones couldn't?
I'll give you a perfect example. I was buying out my car at the Audi dealership, and they said, hey, it's Mr. Petkovich, it's going to take you 20, 30 minutes to run this by Audi and get your finances. He came back 5 minutes later and said, you can pick any car on the lot and drive it off. Do you want a new car? Do you want to buy out your old car? What do you want? They're just, 800, boom, yeah. So.
Have you ever experienced bad credit in the low 500s?
Never. No, I started building up my credit when I was 18. I got a credit card and built it up.
But do you think the government and the credit system makes it harder for people who had financial hardships in the past?
Yeah, but credit's a direct indication of financial discipline. If you have poor credit, it's because you have poor spending habits and you don't have financial discipline. You're spending more than you're making. You're not paying off bills on time. that's all on you. You don't magically wake up with bad credit.
What's your credit score?
Yeah,
I love that.
absolutely,
Like
yes.
800?
Financial literacy, you know, I want to talk about more finance stuff on the show, you know, stuff like this. One of the greatest mistakes I've ever made in life was at the age of like 17 and a half or 18, Bank of America gave me a credit card. And I went out, you think Sandy Hook was fake? JD Dallas? I can't answer that on the stream. I'll go to jail. But, you know, when I was 17, 18 years old, I got a credit card from Bank of America, and that thing got me into a lot of trouble as a youngster. I had a fake ID, so I'm going to like the clubs, partying. I bought like a Nintendo Wii or whatever. And I had a pretty decent job working on the strip, on the Las Vegas strip. And, you know, and then eventually like I quit the job. I literally just walked off and I was like, fuck this. I was no longer able to pay that. And, you know, when you're not paying off your credit line or your credit card or your credit product, whatever it may be, it defaults and that ends up showing up on your credit report. So 2-3 years after the fact, I start working at a bank and I start taking financial literacy seriously. And now, like this person, I'm also a former finance student. I went to the bank where I had the credit card for. I went to Bank of America and I was talking to the guy there. I was like, hey man, like I had a credit card here and like I want to do the right thing and I want to pay it off. So they offered me the opportunity to pay off only a lump sum and they would forgive it. However, the advice that I was given by the banker that I spoke to, he's told me if you pay off the full amount, so it was like $1,000 credit line. So it wasn't that much, but I wasn't making that much money anyway. So it wasn't that much. He's like, if you pay off the whole thing, your credit score is going to shoot up like crazy. And it was all uphill ever since then. So I paid off the whole amount, everything that I owed, down to the interest, done. And ever since then, you know, I no longer embraced usury. I no longer was irresponsible with my finance, and working at a bank, working with people like with actual experts, really helped me to facilitate a clean, healthy life and relatively easy life moving forward. Yeah, your credit score tells a lot about you. I mean, you got guys and girls going on dates. It's like, hey, what's your credit score? I think it's a fair question. I think that's a sensible question to ask somebody. You can learn a lot about somebody about their credit score. I think this is really important. Your thoughts on 9/11? I don't know. Some people were dancing on 9/11. I got questions. It's all part of a simulation. Oh, God. But I think we got some more finance stuff, though. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, this one's pretty good.
What's your name? I'm an Andrew Tate fan, so jobs are for losers.
So what's your name?
Kesha.
let me turn up that audio really quick in case you fucking missed it. Look at this fucking dork.
I'm an Andrew Tate fan, so jobs are for losers.
So what's your name?
Kesha.
Where are you from?
Punjab, India.
What brought you to Canada?
No, I came to Canada for Bombs of Virgin. Please. I want to see Bombs of Virgin. I'm watching the watchfrogs and I don't see that person posting Bombs of Virgin in the chat.
So I'm here for the studying and mostly for the PR life. That's every international student's dream.
So with the job that you're looking for, have you already had any previous experience on that?
No, I don't have any experience on any job. Like right now I'm working at a gas station. It's helping me.
Oh man, I can't say it. I can't fucking say it. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, let's just continue.
A lot to understand some business tactics, but not that much.
So in terms of future jobs that you would like to do after you graduate, what are you looking for?
I'm an Andrew Tate fan, so jobs are for losers.
Pardon?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate?
Yeah, the Romanian guy. The bald guy.
Tell me why you want to be like Andrew Tate.
He says to escape the Matrix. Matrix is like a bubble made by the government. Like, just to be in the...
Dude, look at this chick's face, bro. Dude, like, first off, this guy would never have a chance with a chick like that. But, if for whatever reason She was a little wet down there. She's gonna fucking dry up like the goddamn Sahara. Look at this fucking woman, dude.
Like, just to be in there, to be slaves, they give you money to work for themselves 9 to 5. That
Dude, like, guess what? I don't fuck with like these a lot of these manosphere dorks, like fucking Andrew Tate and shit. Dude, you sound like a fucking dork saying this shit. Oh, dude, we gotta escape the fucking Matrix, man. We gotta hold on to each other's fucking dicks. And we're gonna just jump off into the fucking horizon and escape the Matrix forever. Like, he sounds retarded. This is so fucking stupid. And again, like a bajillion people listen to this jackass. Look at this dork. Look at him. Fucking, let's watch that one more time.
like a bubble made by the government. Like, just to be in there, to be slaves, they give you money to work for themselves 9 to 5. That's it. I want to get rich.
Considering how our generation.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, if I'm on a date, like, if I'm a chick, I'm on a date with some dude, and he starts saying shit like this, like, yeah, my shit will dry up real quick.
Generation has grown up with so much technology. Do you think that in a way we have become lazier as a generation?
Very much. And today's generation is too lazy. They're on their phones or video games. They don't go out or play any sports or get better like physique.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for anyone that's kind of wanting to come to Canada?
Just don't come. Go to another country. Like right now, Canada, the housing is too expensive. I can't say anything. Like a bubble made by the government. Like, just to be in there, to be slaves, they give you money to work for themselves.
Oh, that's fucking great. Oh man. Let's see. Let's read some of these comments really quick. Hopefully, no one posts some fucking nudes in this shit. That was a lot. That was a lot to unpack. From pro-Tate to anti-immigration. At least she was respectful and didn't react angrily when he mentioned that he is a Tate fan. No, she reacted appropriately enough, which is like disgust. These people would literally live in a cardboard box on the street and be like, "At least I escaped the Matrix." He sounds like the blockchain. The guest. I keep looking for people to counter the red pill talking points. All I find is people patting themselves on the back. This kid is a college student seeking entrepreneurship who acknowledges wages compared to housing costs as a losing proposition. People like Tate seem to be aspirational for brown men. A guy who's whiter than you, swarthy enough to be relatable, and he's successful in the alpha way that Browns understand success. I always wondered why they were such a recurring type on the fringe right. Oof. Yeah. He's not wrong, and when he says jobs are for losers, I think what he's implying is that he plans to be an entrepreneur. I mean, who knows? I don't know about the whole Tate thing, but bro seems like a genuine dude trying to figure stuff out. I'm rooting for him. I'm not. I think he fucking sucks. Welcome to Canada. He's right. Canada is not the country to become rich. No, absolutely not. The guy who doesn't want a job thinks our generation is lazy. Oh man, amazing. Yeah, this is great. There's a video of a Down syndrome kid trying to alpha on his teacher. Send me the link. I want to see that. Down syndrome kid. Well, dude, actually, don't send that to me because I don't want to get fucking banned or be seen as like bullying, some kid with like issues and stuff, like physical issues. That's just not what I want to do. Let me see. There's notifications. All right, let's see what I got here. On the topic of finance stuff, they're just awful. Dave Ramsey snaps at millennials and Gen Z living with their parents. Can't buy a house because they don't work. Silly boomer, why work for a house when you can just squat in one in California or New York and get it for free? And I wrote, I generally like Dave Ramsey, but oh boy, do his boomerism sucks. Yeah, here's my advice. Live with your parents. But please do work and help your parents around the house and stuff. Keep it clean and orderly. Make their parents' life pleasant. And save all your money. Save all your money and prepare to buy a home in the future if you can. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents. I mean, it is what it is, man. Again, I know people who are making really good money. They were working law enforcement and shit, and they lived with like the wife's parents or something. And Yeah, you know, just the composition of the household is completely different. Again, we're trying not to do stereotypes on the show here at the Watchfrogs. We're trying to be more nuanced. We do real life here. And by the way, I don't think I've ever said anything to the effect of like millennials or Gen Z people are lazy. Again, we're getting a lot of fat people coming into the country, a lot of military aged males. They're like, oh, well, this is Gen Z. Yeah, I don't like to blame an entire like age group. I just like to blame very specific groups and be very specific and direct in my speech. There are lazy people who are not working. There are lazy people who are taking advantage of the system. But, you know, Ramsey snaps at millennials and Gen Z. He's like, oh, those kids and their TikToks and their skinny jeans and their fucking Cardi B's. And, well, shut the fuck up. It's like, I like you, Dave Ramsey, but sometimes you got to be told to shut your fucking mouth. What is this? Bidenomics. I don't think we went over this one, but this is great. Bidenomics, California's $20 minimum wage law forces small businesses to close and fire workers. They thought it was an April Fool's joke. So this just happened at the beginning of this month. It is the 10th. This was posted on the 4th.
We had walked up and...
Dude, what's with this low audio? Turn this up for you guys.
Those close signs, that was it.
20 employees in the Moar were let go today because the owner says he could not afford to pay them with that increase. Now employees are upset, saying they were blindsided when coming into work. Fox 26 reporter Sophia Lesios explains why those employees were in disbelief. Sophia, what a surprise.
Turn this up for you guys.
Former employees tell me that at first they thought it was an April Fool's joke, but that quickly changed when their boss handed them their final check.
I was so caught off guard. We had no type of notice, no type of warning even. I mean, the owner had told me Happy Easter.
Employees at Foster Freeze in Lemoore say they're now out of a job.
We had gotten a text in the group chat that we were shutting down, and I completely thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Turns out he wasn't the only one. Did you guys think that this was an April Fool's joke?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I thought, like, you must be joking. You must be...
Dude, is that a 6 Hexenhammer? What's going on there?
Playing with me.
But this was no joke.
By the time I got here, there was people like in uniforms ready to start their day, not knowing that that would be their last check.
Monica Navarro, the former assistant manager, says when she got to the restaurant in the morning, the locks were being changed and employees were handed their final check.
I had walked in and he had just immediately was like, you guys are out of a job. Like, I'm sorry.
While we were there at the Foster Freeze restaurant, owner Lauren Wright was walking out. I tried to get a statement. I think he's going to take off before we even get a chance to talk to him. Excuse me,
I'd leave too. I want to talk to the press.
He quickly drove off. Moments later, I gave him a call.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
He did not answer, but did send a text saying in part, I couldn't survive the mandated wage increases. Last thing I ever wanted was to close down. But by Friday night, I knew I was most likely not going to be able to stay open, but I didn't want to ruin their Easter Sunday.
You know, all those like dorks who were like, "Oh no, I thought it was a prank, bro." Oh, you guys voted for this. I don't feel any sympathy at all for them. Again, you guys vote for competing with illegal labor. You vote for this horrific business environment for people like the owner of the Foster Freezes. He's got to fire them all. Not surprising. Dude, $20 an hour to serve ice cream. Again, like I get the whole if you work full time, but these kids don't. You know, you should have a respectable living. I understand the argument, but the climate just doesn't exist. There really is no sensible or quick, well, not sensible. There's not a quick, easy fix for any of this. You know, it's got to be approached by multiple avenues. You got illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, devaluing the wages of these employees. You got overregulation. You got all these onerous restrictions on business owners. Cost of operating just goes up. The cost of everything is up. This is an impossible task for all parties involved. Unless you're an illegal alien because you get everything for free. I'm actually kind of jealous, but they asked for it. God give you a grandmother to raise your kids. A modern wage slave wife. April Fool's pranks are illegal in Japan. April Fool's pranks are illegal in Japan, Add that to a win. Oh, is that real? Are you sure? I gotta look that up. That doesn't sound believable, but I'll take your word for it for now, Friedrich Marx. All right, I think we gotta get into the 304 segment. All right. This can be kind of 304, kind of finance. For my hypocrite, a Reddit post. Or am I wrong? My wife asked me how much I have in my savings. So my wife, 36F today, asked me how much I have in my savings account. We have been together for 6 years and married for one of those years in May. We don't share bank accounts. Smart. Her money is hers and mine is mine. We are sitting cooking dinner in the air fryer when she just out of the blue asks, how much do you have in savings? For me, it's not any of her business, and I told her that. She is upset that she wanted me to take out money to go to the casino, and I said no, because I budget and don't touch my savings. Bravo. Standing up to a woman and holding her accountable. Bravo. This is how it's done. The best advice that I could give, I mean, there's a lot of good advice that I could give regarding dating and shit. But one of my personal rules about finance, like personal finance, and a lot of people have shared personal finance information about themselves because I was a banker and they told me all kinds of stuff. And of course I had access to their account so I could just see everything. And I have to treat that information like it's my own. It's very, very important. Like a good banker does that, even after they're no longer in the business. That will always remain private to me. And that mindset, that financial culture has been instilled in me because that's what I studied. That's what I did for a living. And my personal philosophy, I do not tell people how much money I make. I do not tell people how much money I have. I don't brag about how much money I've spent or whatever the case may be. Because one, like bragging it comes off as douchey and bragging. And that kind of information is used against people all the time. Do not do that. Do not tell people how much money you make, and just don't do that. I don't think anything good can ever come of it. There's a time and place to have those conversations, and there's times and places where it's not appropriate. In a relationship, I don't think any of the relationships I've ever had, I've never told the woman how much money I have, how much money I'm making. Well, granted, I told you guys back when I was like a younger guy, you know, like I wasn't making that much money. I was struggling and it was pretty obvious, but like I didn't talk about it in the real world, right? Like when I'm out and about, like I'm not like, oh God, I'm so fucking poor. I make nothing. Like I just don't do that because it's just weird and awkward and you just like it just, I don't know how to describe it. I should probably do a video about that kind of stuff, but you know, people have flat out asked me, you know, questions like that. And I'm like, no, I don't talk about that shit. I'm not about that life. This guy here is doing the right thing. If you guys think I'm wrong, feel free to chime in, but I don't think so. I think this is the right move. You just got to keep some stuff private, you know, because everything is online now. People just like to put all their affairs online. And I think that is the activity of somebody who is low class. I think that's the activity of somebody who, you know, is trying to, they're fronting, all right? They're fronting, lack of better words. By bragging about how much money they have, how much money they make, or even if people are like, oh, like I'm so broke, I don't have any money, you know, whatever, I'm so struggling, and you just never really know. Yeah, when people like talk about that kind of shit, I just assume they got an agenda, and I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to be a part of it, and I always tell people like, I don't want to fucking know. I don't want to know these things. Don't fucking tell me. Don't care. I think people should have and adopt that philosophy, and when you hold that kind of information closer to the chest, I think your life is going to go a lot better. You're going to have a much easier time in life. I genuinely do believe that. I've had a great time, you know, in life. You know, I'm Gucci. You know, I keep private what needs to be private, and that's it. It's nobody's business. And you know, if this is the arrangement that the couple has had, you know, if that has been the status quo, you know, the woman's got to respect that. Yeah, going to gamble. Yeah, by the way, that's a red flag. You know, my future wife. Not going to be engaged in that casino activity. Hell no. All right. So, moving on. I think now we got to get into the 304 stuff. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Advantage of. Now.
Here, let me hit the F5 button.
Nice guy that girls took advantage of.
All right, I'll just read this real quick. I used to be the nice guy that girls took advantage of. Now I'm the villain. Oh, okay.
Now I'm the villain. All my life I was the nice guy. The doormat. The pushover. I was always there when someone needed a favor, always quick with a smile and upbeat attitude.
Simp.
But it never seemed to get me anywhere with women. I'd fall for any girl that gave me the time of day. And they'd lead me on just enough to keep me interested before dumping me the second something better came along. My so-called friends would laugh about it later over beers. I thought maybe if I was a little cooler, more aloof, played harder to get, things would change. But it never worked. Deep down I was still that same guy.
Yeah, because you're a poser. And people can smell a poser a mile away. Like that guy, the Andrew Day, oh, we gotta escape the Matrix and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, dude, like you're not fooling anybody.
Who cared too much about what people thought. Who needed validation and acceptance. The breaking point came when my girl left me for my supposed best friend. I caught them making out at a party like I didn't even matter. Like 2 years of history meant nothing. That's when the rage set in. A cold, calculating anger that cleared my mind unlike anything I'd felt before. Over the next few months I changed. I started hitting the gym, got tired of being a pushover and started standing up for myself. I cut people
I wonder what he means by that. Like, what do you mean standing up to yourself? What, were like people dunking you in a toilet or something?
out of my life that brought me down and focused on bettering myself instead of chasing empty validation.
Yeah, that's certainly important to do. You know, if someone is, you know, blatantly disrespecting you and being rude, you know, I like the art of the deal approach. Just fucking walk away. Don't waste your time with it. Some dumb whore, some dumb bitch insults you or disrespects you. Just walk away. If some fucking dude disrespects you and, you know, upsets you in some meaningful way, you know, you have a grievance against them, just walk away. It's not worth arguing or fighting about or seeking some jackass's approval. You're not ever gonna please everybody, you know. I made a lot of enemies on YouTube. There's a handful of content creators that do not like me because I've made fun of Eric July and his fucking shitty comic book, Isom. And the alternative is like, oh, well, I can turn around. And then, by the way, I did kind of sort of try to like placate the feelings of Eric July by saying like, oh, Isom was terrible. However, Eric July's still an artist and, you know, that backwards man is okay. But now I'm like, yeah, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to be honest. You know, I'm not going to try to like coddle the feelings of these fucking people who don't like me and who try to destroy my channel, by the way, and censor my lawful speech. There's just no point. There's no point. Always stand up for yourself. Let's continue.
The new me got attention, especially from women. But for the first time I didn't cave so easily. I played hard to get, didn't respond to every text within 5 minutes. Saw how they reacted when the power dynamic shifted. It was intoxicating. Before long one of those girls that used to blow me off was chasing after me. I toyed with her for weeks, giving just enough interest to keep her on the hook. Then one night at a party when she was drunk and vulnerable, I made my move. We hooked up but I disappeared after, ghosting.
Yeah, that's illegal, by the way. You just committed a crime. She can't consent.
All her attempts to connect again. I'd become the player, the one in control, getting what I wanted without care for the aftermath. It felt good to get a bit of payback for all those times.
Dude, how hilarious would it be if it was like that Indian dude? He's like, oh, the women do not respect me. Now I got the boobs of a gene.
Girls threw me away. But I wanted more.
Now that
I craved seeing how much power I really had now. So when Sarah, the most popular girl in school, started giving me attention, I knew I had to go big or go home. I romanced her, made her fall for me harder than any girl before. Then, I decided to cheat it on her at a party in front of everyone. I knew she didn't really love me, she loved the idea of me, the idea that I may or may not like her. She liked the asshole. Deep down I hated her for that. After that night, word of what I'd done to Sarah spread but no one hated me.
I don't know, bro. Like, some dude told me the story. I think it'd be fucking lame. I don't want to hear this.
Guys celebrated me. Girls wanted to be with me now that I was free. It was all too easy. I had truly become the villain. I used to be.
All right, well, let me read some of these comments here. I wonder what they're saying. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Sure. How it is, this type of behavior is behavior in men is a defense mechanism to cope with past trauma, dealing with women. Women create these men. Just gets to a point where we had enough being the open, nice guy that gets you nowhere. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's definitely people who are going to take advantage of your kindness. But in my experience, being an asshole was never really a winning strategy for me. Things that never happen, you know, I don't like that. But it is possible. It's not impossible. I read like that Indian fan fiction. Let's see. Needing validation and caring are not the same thing. What else have we got in 3 or 4 stuff? Oh boy. I'm too hot to get a date. Intimidated men worry that I'll turn them down. All right, chat. Does this intimidate you? Does this does this scare you? Like I'm intimidated by like the police driving behind me because I don't want to get pulled over on the bike and get my ass kicked. You know, I'm walking past a camp of homeless people. That could be kind of intimidated. You know, I can't take on like 13, 14 drug addicts that are, living in shopping carts and shit. So when a woman says that I intimidate men, I just roll my eyes in the back of my head. And yeah, fucking right. Jesus Christ. Get over yourselves. Oh yeah, by the way, tattoo on the wrist, red flag. Laura Butler, 26, hasn't been on a date in almost a year as males never approach her to ask her out for a drink. Why do I have the feeling that maybe she's not being courted to like an Olive Garden, but she's getting asked to come over? She's asking men to let them spend the night. Just because she's not getting quote unquote dates doesn't mean she's not getting fucking pounded. A North Carolina model. Oh yeah, she's a model. I'm supposed to believe you haven't gotten a date in a year? Maybe it's true. Maybe no guy has taken you to Applebee's and romanced you. But I'm pretty sure she's been fucked like a bajillion times. North Carolina model says she's struggling to find romance. What about sex? Because men are intimidated by her incredible looks. Lauren Butler, 26, hasn't been on a date in almost a year as males never approach her to ask her out for a drink. Well, among men, there is this mindset that they'll get canceled or whatever for approaching a woman and asking her for a number. I mean, I don't really think it's that common, but, it is what it is. It's what the guys think. It's difficult being this hot. The buxom stunner told Jam Press, men think I'm too beautiful to date or worry that I'll turn them down. The former maid boasts a whopping 3.4 million followers on Instagram, where brazen blokes are regularly sliding into her direct messages with cheeky pickup lines. However, in real life, flirtatious fellas are suddenly shy. Okay. When someone is considering dating me, they look at my photos and think I have a lot of options. You do. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Even somebody this obnoxious will have plenty of options. Yeah, guys, do you really think this woman she's alone at night watching Netflix by herself? I'm sure. When someone is considering dating me, they look at my photos and think I have a lot of options. Okay. Butler believes men are not only intimidated by her looks, but also her striking confidence. Yeah, usually when a woman says that she's like really confident, it's like a euphemism for like really annoying. Men see me as a sex object, but they also can't handle a confident woman. Dude, this ego is very unattractive. If I'm at a bar and she's at a bar, your boy might just say no if she's really that annoying. However, the beauty believes that looks are deceiving, and many men get the wrong idea about her personality from her popular pictures on social media. Oh, I'm sure. Fans are shocked at how kind and humble I am when they meet me in real life. The modest model claim. Wait. Modest model? Dude, there's literally a song from Lonely Islands where it's like, I'm so humble. No, you're not. If you have to tell people that you're kind and humble, you're not kind and humble. That's not how this works. That's not how real life works. Omega Tony is God. Men call her the Avalanche. Many have perished on that snowy mount. I mean, dude, I don't know. Maybe hashtag would. I don't like this purple dress. She looks like Barney the dinosaur. Despite going through a dating dry spell, Butler hasn't given up hope of finding a forever partner, although it's not her top priority. My last date was last summer, she said, adding, I'm definitely open to receiving love right now, but I'm not actively looking for it. And the popular model is more than open to dating an online admirer as long as there's a connection in person. Oh. Yeah, like a connection to the fucking guy's wallet. A lot of fans ask for my number online, but I won't give it out to anyone, she declared. If I met someone in the real world and they just happened to be a fan, I would be open to dating them. I don't know about you guys, but I don't believe a single thing this woman is saying. I think she is a liar. I'm just having that feeling, that intuition once again. Oh man, if only she wasn't annoying. She has a pretty face. As they say, it's hard for me to understand her overconfidence with being so overweight. Maybe it's good on some level to love your body, but it's really bad for health reasons. If we love our bodies, we need to care for them. That's a comment from Shelby B. When it comes to dates, this one really tips the scales. Eager beaver? That's not nice. She has drama written all over her. That's why men stay away. I'm way past my prime when I would be looking to pick up girls her age. But if I was back in the day, I would think she might be worth a fling after a few drinks, but nothing more than a one-night stand. She's decent looking, but too self-absorbed, unfunny in her conceit is obviously, I think he meant conceit, is obviously hiding a lot of insecurities. Bottom line, a drama. And I sure didn't need that in my free-spirited 20s. A few drinks, more like 18 or 20. Oh! I can't believe you're sharing that. Wow. It's pretty funny. Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I mean, there's some potential here. There's some potential here, but she's got an attitude. Hey! Oh, boy. What do you guys think she eats? What do you guys think she eats? What's her favorite fast food restaurant? All right. So what do we got here? We got like this weird speed dating thing. So I guess the way that the rules of the show work. So these women are holding up a little balloon, and if they pop the balloon, that means they're no longer interested. We're gonna try to diagnose why they're not. All right, so let's just go ahead and see what they got to say. Oh, hold on, what's up with this audio? Here, turn this up, guys.
Hello, welcome in.
So as soon as the fella approaches, the majority of the women pop the balloon, and they don't appear to be interested. There's what, 3 or 4 remain? No, only 3 remaining, I think.
What's your name?
My name is Theophilus Mason.
Theophilus?
Okay, dude. So the woman, as soon as she hears his voice, she's like, nope. And they're so smiling. This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, and Theophilus, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29, and what do you do?
I'm a chef.
That was rude. So she ain't down with his career choice. So now there's only one woman left holding a balloon. All the other women have been like, nope.
Create artworks and sell it too, and I also make beats and stuff.
Oh, okay, nice.
Just watch that again really quick. All right, so he walks up, not very confident. I think they can sense the insecurity in this guy, so they all pop the balloons immediately. And then this one, wearing this turquoise color, she pops it as soon as she hears his voice.
Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
My name is Theophilus Mason.
Bro, first off, your name is retarded. Go to court and change that shit. That's why you're losing all these women. Now you're down to 2.
Theophilus?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, like, you dress like a fuck boy. Like, a taller version of this dude would make these chicks, like, single mothers. Okay? And, again, what's going on with it? What's going on with this this fucking sweater jacket thing. Ugh.
Okay, and Theophilus, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29, and what do you do?
I'm a chef.
I think that would be a win. Like, it's kind of rare to find people who like know how to cook well, so that'd be a big W. But I don't know. I guess this chick wasn't really down with that. You know, I guess she wants him to be. I don't know what she expects.
I create artworks and sell it too, and I also make beats.
All right, so he's a total fuckboy. Like I said, he makes beats. Okay, it's like a SoundCloud rapper, I guess. He's shorter than every woman there. Yeah, exactly. So as soon as he shows up, again, dude, like short kings, I know it could be difficult for you. I know sometimes the cards are stacked against you, but again, this attire is just total horseshit. Like, he looks retarded, and he's got a stupid fucking name. Like, that's like a I'd be popping the balloon too.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29, and what do you do?
Shada Blaze 1. What is that? Like his gamer tag? Oh no, that's his Instagram handle.
I'm a chef. I create artworks and sell it too, and I also make beats and stuff.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah, that's not winning anybody over on a date. That's for sure. We don't make fun of the short kings here. Trying to keep it real here. Oh boy, this one is actually kind of interesting. All right, so Dr. Sydney Watson, she's not a doctor. I don't know why. Change that shit, Sydney. Stop being a fucking poser. I am fundamentally over the sexism from both the left and the right. Ironically, factions on both sides reduce us down to our anatomy and physical makeup. The left uses it to dehumanize us, calling us uterus owners, people with a cervix, etc., denying our biological reality. The right uses it to determine our inferiority, that we're good at only producing babies, that we're weak and incapable, that the nurturing and emotional aspects of many women are fundamental flaws in our ability to use logic and reason. I am 100% done with it. One, you're not done with it. You're going to continue to make videos regarding this. But there is a problem that I mentioned earlier. It's again, like, people just got to like take a step back from like manosphere stuff in general and just know that like a lot of it is fake. A lot of it is bullshit. And they're pitting men and women against each other, you know, people who are at least that should belong in the same culture at the very least. And again, like I showed that video of that Indian guy, the old Bubs and Vagine guy, like talking about using the manosphere lingo, you know, escaping the matrix and whatever, like jobs are for like he sounds like a fucking dork. I'm done with it too. Luckily I was never really like a part of any of that stuff, but yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't think I see anybody making the case that like women are inferior or whatever. If you genuinely feel that way, like I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not something that I believe or subscribe to. You know, man and woman are equal under the eyes of the Lord. And you shouldn't mistreat people for being a guy or a girl. It's just really ridiculous. This whole battle of the sexist thing is just I'm over it too. And there are people who are just like, oh, women should just, you know, that's the only thing they're good for. Again, I don't really care, but that's not something I'm subscribed to. And also, Sydney Watson is probably not the person to make this case, because she's kind of sus. Let me see. The right most certainly does not say or promote that how you express it. This is your translation. Also, we are literally made for creating other humans, and you're offended by that. I personally am a proud mother. I think it's awesome that we make more humans. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Shout out to moms. Left-wing, right-wing, hating women. God damn it, disavow. Let me see. Let's go over this. I don't know the fashion on both sides. Even this, like this part about the left. Yeah, maybe the left on the internet, maybe in academia, but in the real world, you're never gonna hear someone say uterus owners or people with cervixes. Like that's just so fucking dorky. Like I was in a like it's so weird. Like I was like in a Discord call and somebody was fucking trans. It was a transformer, and they were like asking people their pronouns, and they asked me. I don't know what the fuck to say. It was so weird and awkward. The only time that ever happens, like when you're on the internet. Like this doesn't happen in the real world. Like it's not fucking real. Just make fun of it because it's stupid. Only good at producing babies that were weak and incapable. That the nurturing and emotional aspects of women are the fundamental flaws. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that I don't really see this. I mean, look, somebody hurt Sydney Watson's feelings. That's my read of it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's move on. Oh boy, hold on. Damn it. Let's refresh this.
Keeps throwing divorce in my face over everything. So I just agreed and left. My wife and I have been together for 5 years, married for 4. We had known each other for years prior and we have 1 kid together who is 4. I am the primary breadwinner in the house as she is a stay-at-home mom. It was her choice not to go back to work. For the last year and a half, we've been having arguments about several times a month. To be clear, I do help out with our daughter. I clean, cook, and I'm involved with both of them. The first time she said she wanted a divorce was when we got into an argument when my sister called and asked if she could stay with us for a bit as she was having relationship problems. I said she could, but my wife was not happy about that. I pointed out that her friend stayed with us a couple of months prior for 5 weeks and didn't contribute to anything around the house. There was no discussion or anything. In my perspective, her friend just showed up one day. She was a stranger to both me and my daughter. On the other hand, my sister is lovely and has a great relationship with our daughter, and I thought my wife was as well. She ended up staying with us for a week, helping out around the house, cooking, cleaning and watching our daughter when needed. I thought we both forgave each other and moved on. The fights are usually over something small and most of the time are not started by me. I have suggested therapy and counseling, but she always said she never needed it. Well, I had it last night. She picked a fight saying I was spending too much time at work and that she feels abandoned. She stated that I'm not a good father and ended her rant with I want a divorce. I stood up and told her that the only reason I work so much is that she can't stop spending our money on things we don't need or use. She
Again, the consumer shit, man. If you consume product, dude, it's gonna be the death of you.
refused to get a job or go to school to help out. I provide for the family, for my daughter. I'm always there for her. Important dates, functions, doctor's appointments, literally anything she needs. She refused to get help through therapy or counseling. I don't want this anymore. I'll have my lawyer send her the papers when she writes them up. I gathered my daughter's things and left with her to my sister's. It has been 2 days and she keeps calling and texting saying,
Yeah, so what we have on display here is lazy modern woman syndrome. You know, again, like one of the worst things that you can do is bore a woman. You know, the woman is bored. She wants attention, but the man's doing all this stuff, all this work. He can't give her what she wants. So now she's always threatening the divorce. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to take your shit if you don't give me what I want.
saying she is sorry, didn't mean it, wants to go to counseling and therapy, needs me, misses me, etc. I don't know what to do. I love her, she is a good mother, but I can't do this anymore. Update 1. Hello all. Unfortunately, this is not a sunshine and rainbows update. I want to point out some things that it seems were Mr. looked over. I would do everything again if I had to, including taking my daughter. I have pushed my wife to go out, find a job, get a hobby, meet new friends and do something, anything. I asked about seeing someone for help, but she would not listen or consider anything I have presented. She kept saying no or she was not the problem. My daughter is my priority. I don't fight with my wife in front of her or around her. I grew up in a bad household and I have been in the position where my dad got angry at my mom. My mom left and my dad took it out on me. I don't ever want that for her. I don't know what my wife was going to do that night. You can't force someone to get help. They have to want it. Like actually want it. If you force someone, they will go through the motions just to make it look like they changed. I'm not blameless in this, but I can't raise my daughter with her thinking this is okay behavior or this is how relationships are supposed to be like. I decided when I was young that I would never be like my dad. So after I made my post, I had a lot to think about. I decided that I had to make sure she knew how serious I was. We sat down and I flat out told her that I couldn't do this anymore. The fighting and threatening of divorce have to stop. She agreed and said she would not say it. I told her that the next time it was thrown out, it would be the last time. We agreed to go to couples therapy and it was eye-opening. Things were said, feelings were brought up, and outside professional views helped us understand each other better. After a few sessions, I thought we were doing better. She started to apply herself more. She looked and obtained a job, made some friends and got a hobby. That was until an argument started because we had plans in regards to our daughter that she overlooked and couldn't cancel the other plans she had made with some new co-workers. At what I considered the end of the argument, she said under her breath, "I knew marrying you was a mistake." I looked at her and the thing I remember most is how I did not recognize the woman that was standing there. She looked different to my eyes. I didn't know who the woman in front of me was. I asked her to repeat herself and she said, "I should have divorced 2 years ago." I walked away and took my daughter to the plans alone, just us two. I ended up filing for legal separation. Under the terms we both signed was something along the lines of all separated. We are still legally married and will not get involved with anyone during this time period. Finances will be separated, but bills will stay as currently split. I would still pay for insurance through work. Other things that were in it were therapy sessions that would continue both as individuals and couples. I would move in with my sister and we had shared custody of our daughter. One day when I I had my daughter, I needed my wife to take her. I let her know a week before and she agreed. The morning of at 7:30, I went to drop her off at the house and noticed an unfamiliar car in the driveway. My first thought was she must have a friend or girlfriend over. I rang the doorbell out of respect and waited with my daughter. When a shirtless guy opened the door and asked who I was and what I wanted, I asked for my wife. He called her, and she came around the corner in a robe, her face going from curious to shocked, to horrified, to sad. Needless to say, in 3 months' time, when the legal separation ends, I'm filing for a decree of dissolution of marriage. My daughter is safe. She doesn't understand what's going on other than daddy and mommy are not happy with each other.
Yeah, so you guys get it. Goddamn, we got Hoaxay coming up in a second. Yeah, this is what happens when you bore a woman. Cheese Vault, I love Reddit. Yes, you do, Cheese Vault. You love Reddit. You love Funko Pops. You love Star Wars. You like Pokemon cards, Nintendo products, etc., etc. Anything else you love, Cheese? Continue. What do we got here? Crying after being cucked. Can't relate. I'm curious. How many of you have cried at some point during your cuck journey? Our very first time, I was so horny and excited. Watching another man fuck my lady like I never could. It was super hot. But also I started crying. I remember my dick was limp. And I just really took a second to process what was happening. I was really being cucked. I think for me, I cried because it was so overwhelming. But a tad bit embarrassing that I did this to myself. He also loves smart cars and being a Democrat. Please continue, Cheese. I love butthole glitters and highlighting powder. Those tears were your ancestors simultaneously slapping your spirit in the face for being the first of their kin to actually let some other dude take their woman. Yeah, but with glee. We built societies and went to war over this. No woman actually wants a man who'd give them up like that. LOL. Yeah. I'll never understand the appeal of this. It's called having shame, bruv. These people are so broken and lost. Yeah, they're Redditors. Immigrants to America in the 1920s immediately takes over New York and New Jersey from the Irish. Refuse race mixing and integration, even with whites. Destroys. Can't say that. Among the only real. I was standing today. Single-handedly keeps New York and New Jersey half Republican despite. Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it. I can't read that. But that was a pretty funny meme. Yeah, don't cuck, guys. How hard do you think like Destiny or Hunter Avalon cried? One can only wonder. Oh yeah, by the way, these are the leaks, the Fresh and Fit logs. It's a lot of text messages now that I think about it. I'm not gonna go over it, but yeah, those Fresh and Fit guys are total fraudsters. Oh shit, this is probably a Dick Masterson post. My husband divorced me because I'm fat. I'm 5'3" and 200 pounds. My husband started growing resentment when I started gaining weight. When I was first dating him, he made it clear he doesn't like fat people. I never thought I would be in this position since I was always a thin or normal weight woman. But you know, life happens sometimes. Yes, it does. My husband started being passive aggressive about my weight. He would playfully call me chunks. Sometimes he would get verbally abusive and call me a fat ass when we were having an argument. Dude, I hope I don't get fucking banned for like reading this. I'm not bullying anybody, YouTube. Please do not ban me. He started cheating on me with thinner women, which killed me inside. He left me. He didn't leave me for anyone, but he divorced me because he couldn't stand my weight anymore. We ended up in a dead bedroom because he found me so unattractive and didn't want to have sex with me anymore and found me repulsive. He said he couldn't continue to be married to someone he finds hideous and sexually repulsive. On his worst days, he's called me a boner killer. My life sucks even more than it did when I was married to him. I wish I was skinny again. I hate being a divorced single mom. I share custody of my kids. I hate not seeing my kids every day. It truly sucks not seeing my kids every day. My youngest is only 2 years old. My eldest is taking the divorce hard and wants me and my husband back together. She said, "Mommy, just lose the weight and Daddy will love you again." And I'm just like, baby, it's not that simple. Oh, man. Yeah, it was pretty hard to read. First off, disavow this horrific behavior from the husband. You're supposed to be a leader and ensure that, you know, the arrangement that was made before marriage was maintained. Again, where is she getting all this food from? Who's paying for that? The dude's probably paying for it. I mean, he must take some blame for it. However, gotta hold his woman accountable. You're responsible for what goes in your mouth. You can't be eating the goy slop. That's what happens when you consume product. You get fat, and your love life is destroyed. Your marriage is destroyed. Your family is destroyed. This last part, mommy, just lose the weight, and daddy will love you again. I don't know, man. I think the guy handled this very wrong. I know that I'm going to be called like a chubby chaser in the chat any minute. There's going to be mutiny in the chat any second now. But this is not the move. This is pretty sad. All right. Oh, fuck. What is this? My ex-fiance of 8 years broke up with me via text, then ghosted me. She's now joined my friend group because I'm dating one of her. I think we did this one already. Delete. It's not his fault that he had to wait for her prefrontal cortex to fully develop. Oh, no. My 34... the guy is 34 years old. So my girlfriend, who's 32 years old of 12 years, said no when I proposed to her. What I do? Oh, what is he, Indian? What I do? My girlfriend and I started dating when she was 20 and I was 22. Despite having been a couple for many years, we do not live together. I spent a lot of time in her apartment and sleep there almost all the time. She mentioned marriage after 2 years. We started dating, but then she stopped. A week ago, I proposed to her, bought her a ring, and made her a romantic dinner. But she said she didn't want to marry me, that she preferred our relationship to continue as it was before. I'm almost 35, and I want to marry her, live together, and start a family, but now I don't know what her plans are. I don't really know if I should continue the relationship or just break up. It hurts me, but I really love her, and I don't know what to do in this situation. You need to disavow. You need to leave. This is over. You guys have different goals. You guys have different views on marriage. And she rejected you. You're not going to have the family. You're not going to change the mind. There's probably a lot of underlying issues in this relationship. 12 years is a long time to be with somebody. Hard to read. Are you illiterate? Shut the fuck up, Cheese. Going to your house, boy. It's going to get violent. Now I lost my train of thought. Thanks a lot. You're making me violent. All right, guys. Before we get to the hoax hate, we got to do the consume confessions. Yes. Yes, gather around, my children. Gather around. Cheese, you're in the chat. I want you to confess right now before God. I want you to admit before the Father what you have done, what you have consumed. Talked a lot about cancel culture. We've talked a lot about sinning. Now everyone's going to have an opportunity to confess their consumed sins. Amen. I consumed a little bit of chicken tendies the other day. Not my proudest moment. But, it is what it is. Watch the stream. You motherfucker. Oh, God, the boy got me. The boy got me. I'm going to need like 5 Hail Marys for that, Cheese. Oh, God. Come on, man. I'm sure you bought some microtransaction. I'm sure you bought some fucking Pokemon cards, man. I'm sure you bought, you consumed anime or something. What have you consumed? I bought ice cream today. A zombie bomb. Jesus. I'll confess to Papa Donnie. No, you'll confess to the Lord. You'll confess to Jesus Christ. You'll confess right here in this internet confession booth, the consumed sins. What have you consumed? Man, I consumed a lot of alcohol the other day. Fuck. And I'm gonna consume a lot more tomorrow. So I'm gonna preemptively ask for forgiveness. Because I'm gonna be drunk as fuck at the bar with the fellas. And then we're gonna waddle into the movie theater. I'm probably gonna consume popcorn too. Get some extra butter in there. Movie theater popcorn with that juicy butter. Oh, how could I not? How could I not? I'm gonna go straight to my thighs. I'm gonna start looking at that one chick from earlier who's too hot and intimidating. Is any TV and movies just booty? Yeah, pretty much. Almost all of it's trash. I mean, I'm gonna be reviewing the Godzilla movie right now after we can confess our, consumed sins. However, I did not pay to watch this Godzilla movie. I watched it in the comfort of my living room, and oh boy, was it a stinker. We'll get into it. Look, cheese. I know you be watching a lot of that anime. I know you be liking that cape shit. Lizard versus monkey. Yeah. I'm trying to think. A lot of consuming, man. A lot of consuming going on. It's got to stop. We got to focus on the things that matter. We got to focus on our broken lives. We got to focus on the Father. Our life is a work of art. And it's not completed yet. You're not going to fill the hole in your soul by buying cheap Chinese-made shit. I'm talking to you right now, cheese. My little cheesy poo, who I've missed dearly. I got some people visiting the end of May. You want to come hang out? You're more than welcome. Anime is perfectly fine, babe. I don't know about that, cheesy. I don't know about that cheesy poo. I might have to disagree. I'm going to have to go to the Bible and do some research and see what it has to say. However, consuming copious amounts of anime, I don't know, man. It's kind of sussy. About 100 million Funko Pops? Oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, you a hoarder now. It's cape shit, Pokemon cards, and Funko Pops. Disgusting. God, man. I mean, there's a lot of things I consume, and I gotta stop that right now. But this is an eternal struggle. I am imperfect. And I'm not here to judge. I'm here to lead people to the light. I'm collecting ISOM comics. You motherfucker! You're gonna burn in hell, boy! You're gonna go to hell! You're gonna die! 1,000,000 times. Don't you ever fucking say that shit in the chat. Collecting ISOM comics? Dude, what you just said is on the screen, bro. I swear to God, if I was in Colorado and I'm just like, you know what, cheesy poo, for old time's sakes, let's just get together again. And I'm in your living room and I'm glancing around and I see that ISOM comic. You would never see me ever again. That's not a premise to a fucking joke. I'm dead serious. I would be so disgusted. I would be so offended that you gave some lowbrow, low IQ jackass like Air July any money. It would pain me. It would be a top 10 anime betrayal. It would be like Jesus being betrayed by Judas. That is how passionate and strongly I feel about that. Look, I would rather see a giant bookshelf full of Funko Pops than even one copy of fucking Alpha Core or whatever. It's just some garbage, whatever shit. Yaira. Fucking retarded. About to get an aneurysm thinking about this. Anime, this is like that one time. Peak media. Oh, God. I don't know, guys. Guys, confess your consumed sins. Now. Before it's too late. I can feel the presence of the Lord in this room right now. It's calming me. The desire to throw away all my shit is very strong. Oh, yes. I did, and I feel so much better. Good night, cutie. All right, I love you, buddy. I miss you, even though you're a bitch. And you ignore me. You act like you're fucking better than me. JK. All right, guys. I think we got it out of our systems. We got to get into Hoax 8. Okay. About to wrap up the show. We're going to do the movie review in a minute. Grow that beard out. No, dude. I just shaved. I look great. I feel good. Dude, like, I had, I was, like, it was getting really out of control. It was getting really out of control, and it was, like, irritating my skin, and I had these ugly pimples from, like, irritation. So I just shaved it, put the cream on, now they're all gone. Why do you want me to have a beard, dude? So I can tickle your asshole with my fucking facial hair? You fucking freak. You disgusting pest. You sex pest. Where are you getting these disgusting ideas from, Cheese? How dare you? All right. We got a Hoax 8. All right. In my neck of the woods, high schooler threatened with racist note after road rage incident. A Louisiana mother. Oh, this is not Vegas. A Louisiana mother is horrified after she says her 17-year-old daughter was threatened with a racist note following a road rage incident that happened on the teenager's way to school. Jasmine Mills' 17-year-old daughter was driving driving to Brustley High School when the teenager says she accidentally cut in front of someone. The woman who was driving the other car, it's a Karen. The other car has been identified as 40-year-old Sarah Everett, who has a child who goes to the school. Warning, the story contains language that may be offensive to some readers, but we're going to continue anyways. Annie, why do you do your hair like that? Bieber grape kid. You fucking bitch. Shut the fuck up, Zombie Bomb. Justin Bieber? What are you saying? What are you trying to say? What? What? How dare you? Everett allegedly followed the 17-year-old to school, circled the student parking lot, and left a threatening and racist note on her car. I just want to know why, Mills said. Why would you say the things you said to a 17-year-old? The teenager, who did not want to be identified out of fear, says she had no idea this had even happened until her friends saw the note and reported it to the front office. The WAFB team obtained a picture of the expletive note that ends with the N-word. It reads, "Attention, B-word. I know who you are, and I will F find you and F up your car when you don't expect it. Learn how to F drive." I didn't know people still act like that, the teenager said. Really? I don't believe that. I was shocked because I was in the classroom when it happened, so I didn't know what was going on. Everybody was just texting my phone saying somebody left something on your car. Following the incident, Everett was banned from school property indefinitely, according to a spokesperson with the West Baton Rouge Parish School System. Mills says she's disgusted that a grown woman would take things so far, especially targeting an underage girl. Let's see if we get a statement from the woman. All right, deputies of the West Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office got involved in the incident, according to the arrest records, using surveillance video from the school and license plate readers on the highway. They tracked Everett down. She was charged with criminal mischief. Oh, okay, so it looks like they got her. All right. So the WAFB team tried to reach out to a number listed for Everett, but a woman who answered the phone hung up abruptly. Everett's attorney later sent the following statement on behalf of Everett. Sarah is profoundly sorry to the person she offended with hurtful words written in anger. Out of remorse, she tried to retrieve the note soon after, but was unfortunately too late. Her multiple requests to meet with the victim and her family to personally apologize were to no avail. Sarah takes responsibility for her mistake and accepts the consequences. She humbly prays for forgiveness as she has learned from her mistake and will become a better person. Wow, so for the first time in Hoax 8, there was actually a Hoax 8. No, there was actually a hateful incident here. Yeah, first of all, I disavow this behavior. Threatening a child, calling him vulgar, hateful names. This is just wrong. We are against that here at the Watchfrogs. We love all people all over the world, so long as they are good and kind and gentle and peaceful. That's all that matters. You know, people on the road are stupid. You know, we got 2 women driving on the road, which, you know, it is what it is. Gotta control your anger, you know, gotta control yourself and not threaten these little children, especially with these hateful words. However, there is another incident that we must address. Oh boy. Did this happen? Is this reality? First black-owned children's bookstore in Raleigh, I don't even know how to say this, moving amid threat claims. In Raleigh, North Carolina, Liberation Station Bookstore. Liberation Station? Getting commie vibes here. The first black-owned children's bookstore in North Carolina is closing and claims it will reopen elsewhere after store officials said they have been receiving threats less than a year from when it opened in Raleigh. We'll see about that. Store owner Victoria Scott Miller said on Facebook that they have faced numerous threats since September. Scott Miller said some threats were brushed off, while others included disturbing phone calls detailing what her son Langston wore when he's at the shop alone. In response, we've been strategizing within our means to avoid being targeted. This has involved frequently changing our operating hours, generating content after hours, and taking turns between my husband and me to oversee the store. Despite the challenges, our bookstore has brought immense joy, and we've been determined not to become another headline of controversy. We've worked tirelessly to create a safe space, not just for our community, but for our own family as well. Okay, so the Raleigh Police Department said Tuesday that they were aware of the social media posts related to Liberation Station, but received no calls for service. Interesting. Related to any harassment or threats at the store. Liberation Station bookstore opened last year, blah, blah, blah. On Tuesday, police said they want to hear from businesses about any problems like those mentioned by Scott Miller. So the police wants to get involved, but they don't. Where's the GoFundMe? Over the next few weeks, we will remain operational until Saturday, April 13th, and afterwards, we will begin our move forward. Any remaining inventory will be donated to literacy nonprofits throughout the Triangle. Collectively, we will go back to the drawing board to reassess and redefine what we will need in our next location, Scott Miller said in another post. I want to thank everyone for the calls and messages of encouragement. Smells like a far-right woke libertarianism to me. I don't know about that, Free Mars. They probably are in debt. Yeah, this sounds like a scam to me.
Shooting that killed a man. It happened just after one that
has nothing to do with it. Let's see. Preparing to open Juneteenth. Open on Juneteenth. Yeah, dude. I smell a cash grab. I smell an attempt to kind of milk this situation for everything it's worth. Let me see. Let's go to the Facebook page. Fuck it. Let's see if I bet there's going to be a GoFundMe there. Right, so we got trigger warnings here. Let's go to Liberation Station. Oh man, there's pictures of kids and shit on here. I don't want to look at this.
Switching gears now, Durham police now investigating this.
All right, well, I guess I'll be keeping an eye on this, but I suspect that there's going to be a GoFundMe any minute now. That's what I believe. All right, literacy programs is just commie BS. I agree. Most restaurants make 5% profit max. Yeah, they don't make that much. I mean, I can't imagine this book is making a lot of money. Well, you know what? Let's go back to that Facebook page really quick. Where is that? Where's that post? Where's that post hiding? Right here. Liberation Station. It doesn't have a lot of followers. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm sussed out about it. I mean, why would somebody threaten a bookstore for little children? For another plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper. Okay, so Jesus post. But then strong, holy black. Okay. Exactly. If there were credible threats, they would have seen it. I feel like this is all theater. All theater. All right, well. It's almost that time, you guys. It's almost the time to do that. Do my review. Try to be in depth really quick. Let me go through my bookmarks really quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, fuck. I can't watch this video. I wanted to go over it because this woman... There's like domestic violence here. Went over that already. Oh, there's a car accident. Can't tell that. Oh, yeah. This was supplemental content for the cancel culture bit that I did in the beginning of the show. Look at this. Translation. You know, Nina Infinity is calling them a PDF file. Not cool. Some of these are from last week. Well, I think it's time. I don't know. Have you guys saw the Godzilla versus King Kong, the new Empire bullshit? I want to read what you guys think. I really want to know what you guys think. And yeah. Let's see. Only thing that matters is the ability to read. Mike is a libertarian wannabe slave owner. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Let me see. Oh, whoops. That is not what I want. That is what I want. All right. Guess I got to turn on the filters here. All right, guys. Should probably put some fucking music or something to this. Music bad? I don't even know what that is. Anyways, all right, so I saw this fucking Godzilla movie, and it is so bad. It is so unbelievably terrible. Growing up, I loved Godzilla. I was a huge Godzilla fan. I loved the 90s movie. I watched the cartoons, and I had the toys, the whole thing. The movie doesn't make sense for a number of reasons. So, my overall impressions is that it sucks. It's boring. I was just texting like women most of the time. -1 is the best film. Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen that one yet. I plan to pirate it soon, but the pirated version doesn't have English subtitles, so I can't do it. However, the Godzilla Kong New Empire movie only makes sense if you like believe in the flat Earth theory. And the reason why the Hollow Earth shit, the way that they kind of explain it, doesn't make any sense, and that flat Earth theory is true, is because apparently the monsters are from this place called Hollow Earth, and then they come onto the surface world. That's what they call it. They literally call it the surface world, and then there's Hollow Earth, which is underneath the surface world, and they travel through a little portal. The problem with the Hollow Earth, because what they want people to believe, I think, and this is like kind of unintentional, is that Hollow Earth is inside planet Earth. Okay. However, I don't believe that's possible because Hollow Earth has its own sun. So that doesn't make any sense. Giona's great grandma. I know, right? Yeah, this is these are my ancestors right here. My green skin ancestors. You guys see that? How do I explain this? Like, so there's that. There's the flat Earth shit. Kind of funny. It's like literally the only funny thing about the movie. The only interesting thing about that is that flat Earth theory is true. However, the characters were bland. I literally just watched this movie like a day or two ago. I literally don't remember a single name of the characters, except for like the weird Australian dude. I think his name was Tapper or Trapper. Okay, and I don't think any of these characters existed in the previous films, except for like the black dude who was like the podcast bro, but who served as like the comic relief. But it wasn't funny at all. Like, I didn't really find any aspect of this movie hilarious or entertaining in the least bit. The motivations of the animals don't really make sense because initially what happened with the monkeys was King Kong was like the last of his species. Like, his parents were killed by the little reptile, the greenskins. Well, it turns out the majority of the monkeys in Hollow Earth were like committing crimes and shit. So they were like banished and like put in like Hollow Earth prison, but then they were like able to kind of sort of get out, and they were like scheming to do some evil shit, and Kong like is gonna stop them, and the monkeys had this secret weapon, which is basically Ice Godzilla, which is like a snow dragon, and they were gonna unleash the snow dragon and freeze the planet. Oh, that's literally the story. Why does he have a Transformer glove? That is a great question, Mike Floyd. So Godzilla, or not, King Kong was like, oh shit, all these fucking monkeys are all chimping out and shit. So he goes down there and he's like whooping all the monkeys' asses. So he's like the top chimp. And then the main evil chimp, which is like a skinny, like redhead chimp, he has this little like dagger thingy, this little like knife, and he's able to control the ice dragon. So the they drag out the ice dragon. I don't know how they dragged out this ice dragon. So they drag out the ice dragon, and the ice dragon was supposed to be like Godzilla. Like he's on Godzilla's level. Like he's legit. He's the shit. However, the monkeys were able to like hold him captive in wherever the fuck they are. So they bring out Ice Godzilla, and he uses his ice blast, and King Kong has frostbite. So Trapper, the Australian guy, who's like the only interesting character, he flies to this installation, he gets in the ship, he flies to the installation, and then he flies back on a different ship, I think, and then it deploys his like Transformer glove. So he's no longer King Kong. Now he's like Mecha King Kong. I am literally not making this up. Like when I was a kid, I would like draw shit and like, write stories and stuff. All of that was more coherent than this movie. And by the way, this is me somewhat paying attention. I'm not missing any details here. So then they go back to the surface world. I feel so ridiculous saying these things. So they go back to the surface world. And then they're fighting it out. We saw that in the commercials. So they're fighting it out, and the little dagger thingy that was used to control the ice dragon, they like break that. They get that away from the redheaded evil chimp. So then the ice dragon is no longer a bad guy anymore. Guys, I'm literally not making this up. So the ice dragon is now a good guy, and he freezes the red evil chimp. And then King Kong like snaps him in half. And also King Kong also had to like convince Godzilla like not to be mean to him. I don't know why. Also, when they were in Hollow Earth and King Kong was like going on that like journey of self-discovery and whatever, I don't know. There was like a little baby chimp, like a little tiny chimp that was like a part of like a different group of like evil bummy looking chimps. And then like he was a bad dude, but then like the evil redheaded chimp kills like his chimp father, because the chimp father gets his ass kicked and like thrown into like a pool of lava. They're like lava monkeys, and like kind of like an ice them too, like the lava monkeys. I don't know. So the little chimp also goes to the surface Earth when they're all like fighting it out, and he like saves a day too, and then Godzilla goes to like live in Rome and chill out in the Colosseum. No, I am not kidding. So that's the movie. So evil redheaded chimp gets like split in half by King Kong because he's frozen, and the movie didn't make any fucking sense. I mean, like the lead was like a single mother who like adopted a woman, or adopted the little girl who was like a prophet. No, I'm not making that up. There's this story arc where like the little girl in the trailer, who I don't believe was in any of the other movies. She was like, she didn't speak, and her people are living in Hollow Earth. Let me see. King is the meme of the one good one. Friedrich Marx, I'm not gonna elaborate. Is the writing somehow Palpatine came back? Levels of cringe? I think it is worse, Mike Floyd. Of course, my people are the only interesting people in the movie. Ginger monkeys, the shit is funny as fuck. Yeah, no, he was like this weird redheaded, like you know how like Scar and Mufasa were like duking it out in The Lion King? Like the monkey, the antagonist, he's like Scar. And there were also just like a lot of scenes in the movie where like the little chimp was like me. Oh yeah. Oh my God. The Mothra, who was killed in the King of the Monsters movie, is somehow back. So Mothra is back in the movie, and they're golden. I don't know why or how that is, but Mothra is in the movie. I had my mouth fully agape as you described the plot. I'm not joking about anything I just said. This is one of the worst movies I have seen in a very long time. And again, I love Godzilla. I love monster movies. One of my first movies that I think it was the second or third movie that I've written is a monster film that was inspired by the Cthulhu mythos. And I think it's really good. And it's about the characters. It's about people. And it's about like real shit. The Godzilla vs. Kong stuff, like none of it makes any sense. Literally none of it makes sense. The Hollow Earth shit doesn't make sense unless flat Earth theory is true, which is just a funny thing to know. Because how are you going to have a sun in Hollow Earth, which is literally inside the planet? It doesn't make any sense. Prophet, elaborate. What do you mean prophet? This movie is the G and the N breeding meme. Yeah. We was Hollow Earth and sheep. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, because again, it's like you have like a solar system within Hollow Earth. So am I supposed to believe there's literally a sun in Hollow Earth? And Hollow Earth is like really big. It's depicted as very huge. It's always been depicted that way within the previous films. I mean, the 2014 Godzilla film was like cool because there was a lot of mystery to it, and they did try to make it about the characters. And like the whole monarch thing doesn't make any sense anymore either. Like, what do they do exactly? They can't control the monsters. They can't stop the monsters. They don't really do anything. They know where the monsters are at. They're able to track them, but like, why can't the military just do that? Like, why do we need these dorks? Like, they're not like they're like purposely vague when they don't have to be. This movie is just about reptilians and Bigfoots living underground. I know, right? If the Egyptians are black, then the Earth is flat. Come on, Gio, unlearn your sweetlands. I'm not gonna elaborate further. Again, I wanted to love this. I wanted to love this movie a lot. I wanted the series to not be bad at the very least, but I just couldn't get into it. Just use Uktruman at this point. Uktrum, I don't know what that is. I'm completely ignorant. But yeah, I'm gonna be seeing Civil War tomorrow, and I'm gonna be talking about that. But the writing in this movie is horrific. Like, none of these characters are interesting. The motivations of these characters are completely unknown and mysterious and like stupid. And again, the lead character is a single mother, and she's just like, it's like, why? It's like, why is this person like the one, to embark on this mission? I don't even know who these characters are. You know what? Hold up. Where's Internet Movie Database? We're going to look this up right now. Internet Movie Database. Okay. I want to see if she was in any of the films, because I don't believe she was. The fuck is my keyboard? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's just going really slow for no reason. Internet Movie Database, Godzilla X Kong. Okay, because I don't remember any of the characters in here. All right, Rebecca Hall. I'm gonna assume that she's a protagonist in the film. Okay, let me see what movie she's been in. She was in Godzilla vs. Kong. Okay. All right, so that's one reoccurring character. And I know like the black podcaster guy, Brian Tyree Henry, who goes by Bernie Hayes. Let me see. I think he was in like 3 of these fucking movies. All right, so he's in Godzilla x Kong. He was in Godzilla vs. Kong. And he was also in... Was he not in King of the Monsters? Okay, so that's the second reoccurring character. All right, let's look at the little prophet girl. Oh yeah, the prophet. Oh, that's what you wanted me to elaborate. All right, so the little girl, her name was Gia. So she doesn't even have a fucking last name. She adopted this kid. She doesn't even have a last name. I'm not even fucking kidding. Oh, Gia was in Godzilla vs. Kong, but I don't remember her at all. Oh yeah, now I do. She was on the ship. She was like communicating and like hugging up on the monkey. She's only been in 3 movies. She's been in Godzilla vs. Kong, Magnum P.I., and Godzilla X Kong New Empire. Okay. So it's okay. What about this Trapper, the Aussie? Let's see what's up with him. This is a decent bloke. He's only been in 1 movie, in 1 Godzilla movie. So there's only 3 characters that are reoccurring. I don't even fucking remember them. It's gonna be Lefty Cringe. Yeah, it is. I bet Geo thinks the Earth is round. We went to the moon and Seth Rich got mugged. What the fuck? Dude, none of that is true. You take that back. Let's see. Mistrust of journalists is the whole point of Civil War. It's going to be Lefty Cringe. She stole the kid. She filled out 0 paperwork for adoption. Okay. The dude Garland simped out for the man. Yeah. All right. Well, so the way that I'm going to judge this movie, is it better or worse than Isom? I would say that this is significantly better than Isom. In comparison, this is like Shakespeare, and Isom is like, you know, Bread Pains, the comic. Like, it's just that bad. Writing artistically is just, it's really, really awful. Like, think of the worst movie. Like, let's think of like a terrible movie. I don't know. Guys, throw some bad movies out there. I need to make a comparison. Yeah, but it's this is way better than Isom. The story was more coherent than Isom. Funnier. I mean, there was a like decent continuity. It connects at the very least. But yeah, the little girl Jaya, she's a prophet. So her people, her race of like the Hollow Earth people, they prophesized that she would save the world, I guess. I don't even remember what the fucking shit was, but you know, she's a prophet. And she like releases the new Mothra, the gold Mothra. So Mothra died, but somehow she's back now and she's golden. And she like saves the day too, or whatever, when they're fighting in Hollow Earth. Yeah, the story's just a fucking mess. I mean, they try to put it together, but what do you mean by her people? I'm not gonna elaborate further. But now, so yeah, yeah, I give it the better than Isom treatment. Let me see. I give it a 1 shit emoji. That's my review for Godzilla X Kong. Yeah, dude, the writing was just so terrible. It's like they just took for granted that everybody would go see this movie because it's Godzilla, right? It's a big popcorn flick. And once they were there, it was just like, you know, you think you got a Cadillac, you bought a Cadillac, but then you open up the trunk, there's just piles of shit everywhere. You pop open the hood, you know, there's like, you know, cat piss and stuff, you know, it's bag of Antifa poop. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. This story was not finished. I think Vito made the claim that they probably cut out so much of this movie. Isom really is a 0.5 on the rating scale. Yeah, dude, it's really terrible. Eric July is one of the worst writers imaginable, if he did write it. It's funnier if he wrote it, but there is a prevailing theory that he paid a ghostwriter, and the ghostwriter basically took the money and told him to go fuck himself. And Eric July has to play like he wasn't gamed, you know, because he's a ghetto thug. He's a thug. He talks like a drug dealer. So he can't be like, yo, man, they bamboozled me, shit. You know, like he can't be like that because he's always talking about business and shit. But anyways, tomorrow I'm gonna be seeing A24's Civil War. I'm gonna make this prediction right now. Here's what I see happening in the movie. So, or how it's gonna be sold to us. Is it gonna be lefty propaganda cringe? Probably. What I predict, the president of the United States in the movie, he's gonna be like the Trump figure, right? He's gonna be like President Trump. And the tall tale sign that that's true is that in one of the trailers, he's like, this is the 3rd term for President Trump, or whatever the fuck he calls him, president, whatever. And it's like, okay, so three terms. So remember, the left, the liberal left, the tolerant left, they believe that Trump wants to stay in office forever. So they're going to assume that. So I'm going to assume he's going to be the villain. The president of the United States in the Civil War is going to be the enemy. And And then of course the journos, the fake news journalists are like, oh dude, how do you feel about like bombing innocent civilians and shit? So again, they believe that President Trump, in the real world, they believe President Trump is going to go after his opponents. He's going to use military, he's going to use the government, whatever. And then of course, the president is so contentious, like he's so divisive that the Western forces, which is like Texas and California, whatever, like they unite. Though, so all the soy boy transformers are teaming up with like the good old boys because the Trump figure is so bad. They team up, and then of course the journalists are documenting the differences between these two groups, but they are united in their hatred for the Trump guy, and they're also going to be shaming everyday regular Americans who are, you know, in the trailer it's like, well, aren't you concerned there's a fucking war going on? Like, I don't give a fuck. And that's how I feel. Like if there was like a legit civil war, I'd be, or like, you know, we're being invaded, like, hey, aren't you worried about those fucking Russians that showed up on, you know, in Coronado Beach? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They can stay with me. We'll hang out and drink. So yeah, and then like at the end, they gave it away because there was a clip, I believe, in one of the trailers where they're meandering around what looks like the White House, and it was vacated. So the Marines went in there, or the Western forces went in there, and they took out the Trump figure, or the Trump figure shit his pants and threw ketchup on the wall or some made up bullshit, and he flew away to, I don't know, Russia or something. They're going to do some shit like that. Again, this is supposed to be a euphemism for Trump's fake forever presidency. That's what I believe is going to be happening. Again, I haven't been given the script. I haven't read the script. I haven't read any leaks. I read one review, and I think it was positive. But overall, like I didn't really read it. It didn't expose anything. But yeah, we'll see. I do assume that it's going to be significantly better than Isom, though. Trump should definitely go after his opponents. They've more than earned it. I agree. Ron is supposed to mock conservatives, but he was the most loved character on Parks and Rec. Oh yeah. Yeah, isn't that dude like a total fucking like cuck, IRL? I think he is. All right, well. That was my movie review for Isom. Oh my god. The fuck is this? Hold up. Let me get rid of these filters, you guys. I don't want these filthy filters here. There we go. I kind of dig this green background. It's kind of cool. All right. Yeah, I never watched Parks and Recreation. I never really got into those shows. Those like weird like comedy shows. I mean, I don't know why they're weird to me. Like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was pretty funny. Like I like watched it with some friends and we're just laughing our asses off. Like I really enjoyed it, but like I just can't get myself to just like sit there and watch a show like that. I don't know. Yeah, green skins. Woo. But God, I love that thing. All right, so yeah, we're not doing the movie review no more. Yeah. Oh man. If I was forced to, if I had to watch that long ass movie again or read one page of Isom, I would just watch the Godzilla movie again. I like Aubrey Plaza. Only white femoids I like. Is she a femoid? I don't know. The Greens will rise again. I know, right? The Green Empire. Yeah, and Godzilla was like barely even in the fucking movie. Like, whatever, man. It's bullshit. Let me see if I missed any bookmarks before I clear out of here. I don't want to do a 4-hour show again. I can't fucking show this video, but this is so goddamn funny. Can't watch that. Gotta remove a lot of this stuff. I think we went over a handful of this shit already. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is from like last week. Oh yeah, this is great. Holy shit, there's a lot of people watching on Twitter. What's up, guys? Head over to YouTube and subscribe, follow, like. The fuck is this? All right. I gotta implement this consume bingo on the show. All right, are you anti-consumer? Play bingo to find out. Cooked in the past week. I have. Never drank Soylent or soy milk. I have not. No premium subscriptions? I might, but it has nothing to do with like entertainment. Never bought a Squishmallow. I don't know what that is. Uses an ad blocker. I do. Have a garden. Nope, my lawn is fake. In Consume X community, I am. Can bench 225 pounds? I cannot. No cable? Absolutely not. Have a productive hobby? Well, I am a firearm technician. I build puppets. I create content to help people and do a fun, entertaining show. I would say yes. Never played Pokemon? Guilty as charged. No streaming services? Absolutely not. Follows at Consumer L's? Dude, I gotta reuse this one and probably make some other consumer bingo cards and just publish it on the show. I think that'd be a lot of fun. No collection? Well, I do have guns and skateboards and tools, so I guess that doesn't apply to me here. Never used DoorDash or Uber Eats. I've used Uber Eats, I think, twice in my whole life. Never watched Marvel. Ugh. Never bought a Funko Pop. I have not. Cheese, you would lose this. Bingo. Exercise regularly. Yes, I have to. Use Linux. No, I'm sorry. I don't. No fast food in the past year. Well, you guys have seen me eat McDonald's in the past year, so obviously not. Phone older than 2 years? No, my phone is about a year and a half old. Spent less than $20 on games in the past year? No, unfortunately not. Works a trade? I do. Went outside today? I did. Omega Tony is God. I haven't watched a movie in 10 years. What? Anti-consumer grifter radicals are about to ruin the anti-consumer fun. It was fun. Nah, they're not gonna ruin it. I think we're having a lot of fun, because it's not like it's more than just about not consuming, right? It's about directing your life in a positive and meaningful direction, which is very, very important to do. Because when you get caught up in the consumer lifestyle, the super consumer whore lifestyle, you find a lot of emptiness in your soul. You find a lot of sadness in your soul. That's just something to be mindful of. And I think this is a fun exercise. So I want to make my own bingo cards and just kind of publish them and let people have fun. I think it'd be great. But yeah, I don't want to do a 4-hour show. And we went through everything. Again, sorry I wasn't able to stream on Tuesday like I usually do. Dude, there's a lot of fucking people watching on Twitter. So, hi. Let me check some of the other sites really quick before I clear out. All right. Shout out to Rumble. Facebook, I guess I got to dispute my stream, dispute the claim made against me on YouTube or on Facebook. They will take it too far. Once women, the born consumer, jump in, it's over. I mean, we're already kind of seeing women in the anti-consumer space. I mean, isn't that what the trad wives of TikTok are doing? They're like, yeah, we're not consuming products. We're not, engaging in this decadent culture. We're at home cooking our own meals, cooking and providing, a clean home for our husbands or whatever. I mean, I think that's kind of it. Cheese is going to be under Blitzkrieg if you make that bingo card. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cheese would never win that bingo. Trad wives are not real. Women cannot be trad and have the vote. Disavow. Well, everybody who came and joined me today, thank you so much. And, keep an eye on the Nicolae Mew case. The verdict should be rendered hopefully before the weekends. And if, it's in God's hands now. And hopefully he guides those juries to the correct decision, which is that Nicolae Mew is innocent. It was just really important to talk about the anti-consumer, not the the Nicolae Mew, cancel culture, all that stuff, because all of that matters. I mean, there's more than just a self-defense case. Like Kyle Rittenhouse, that was very emotional for many of us. It was more than just some kid who shot these dumbasses in self-defense. It was way more than that. That's always something to be mindful of. So once again, everybody, subscribe, whatever platform that you're watching this on. If you're on YouTube, or not, if you're on Twitter or X, head over to YouTube, link in the description or in my bio, and subscribe and say what's up. Also, link in the description to my Discord community, and there will be a audio only version of this tomorrow. Good night, everybody. I need sleep. Peace out. And we're done.